Clobberin time.
Comic.
Clobberin time. Clobberanimo.
It's clobbering time!
Clobberanimo.
Greetings, clobberers, clobberanimos, clobberoids, clobberettes, clobberologists, clobberarians, clobberooskies, whatever kind of clobber out there. And if you're not any kind of clobberer yet, the secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. Welcome, my dear friends, to Clobberin Times Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. And of course, it's Clobberin Times issue number 679 on YouTube. 1,379 overall. And again, as I said, it's Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. It's Doctor Who month. And yet it's a comic show. So what else do you talk about but Doctor Who comics, of course. So a little bit about just a little touch on a little bit about the history of Doctor Who comics and all that other kind of stuff. But, first, let's take care of some beeswax. Had a great time tonight, as always, on my good buddy J-Man's channel. We were reviewing or continuing our reviews of the Legion of Superheroes and from silver to bronze in chronological order. And we have a blast doing that every week. And but next week it'll be Earth B, though. Next week we'll be back to Earth B for the B Monday of the month, the second Monday of the month every time. So looking forward to that. Had a great time on last night on the Sunday Night Geekery with the great Mark D with the C, and so that was great. Our chief engineer. And let's see here, Wednesday night. I haven't made a thingy for it yet, but Wednesday night again we will continue Doctor Who month. By what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do a countdown and rank. Last year at this time, around this time, I ranked the intro episodes of Doctor Who, which means all the episodes that introduced the new Doctor. Well, I'm gonna do the outros this time. I'm gonna rank from worst to first, count down the outro. In other words, the last story of each Doctor. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you'll get it. But so that's what I'm gonna do on Wednesday night. Hell, where's my Doctor Who? Let's see. Where are you? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hang on. Well, sorry, YouTube's being. StreamYard's being a jerk. Oh, there we go. Stop it, StreamYard. Ball much. So yes, it will be next week on that will be this Wednesday night, and of course, as always, we will have the Clubhouse on Thursday night with, of course, Raquel and Mark joining me. We'll review another episode of Blake 7 and another Star Trek The Early Voyages comic, and maybe even a Tales of Tomorrow, amongst other things. And then, of course, Friday nights, as always, back on J-Man's great channel, to where he and Sean and I will review 3 more issues of the Jack Kirby's Fourth World Saga. We're having a great time doing that, almost halfway through. So, lots of fun if you're a Fourth World fan. And then my buddy 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser has his great show at 8:30 p.m. Central on Friday nights. The Friday Night Comic Shop Talk Gang that can usually be found there on a Friday night. So, and then, of course, it would be a Saturday night. And that's Saturday Night Star Trek. 4 more episodes of Star Trek Voyager reviewed. Same Trek time, same Clubby channel, 9 p.m. Central, as all of my shows. Tomorrow night I'll, at 6 and tomorrow Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6, hanging out with the great Midnight's Edge gang over there on Tom Connor's channel, our good buddy Tom. And Loki now on Wednesday nights. I think the Comic Roundtable is back on 7 p.m. Central on Wednesday nights. So that's fun. Now let me see what wonderful friends are here with us tonight. Let's shout out our wrenches. Derek K., the Bronze Wrencher. Thank you so much, buddy. The great Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great Wide North. Thanks for all you do, buddy. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. D. Bud Martin. I don't know who's here yet because I haven't really seen it yet, the chat yet, but I always shout out the wrenches first, of course. Lord Thoth, Avon lives, long live the Legion, buddy. The great aforementioned J-Man, my partner in crime on Earth B. Stephen Kal-El, the Super Wrench, Maddie's Daddy, Thorn Vegas, Fanty Outsidery, and of course, Max Redstone. And let's see what good friends are in my chat tonight. Let me back it up. There we go. Hey, Fanty Outsidery, the first one in, and of course, J-Man Gwagnar. It's funny you mentioned that. It's actually funny you mentioned that, Gwagnar. Admiral Teague, what's up, buddy? Well, the Jets are on the run. Jets have a chance in this one, man. Don't give up on the Jets yet. Alejandro Flores Ibarra says you'll be listening while I'll have dinner. Oh, well, that's excellent. And Alejandro, it's good to see you. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Hey, D-Bud. Good to see you, bro. Susan Eckstein, hello there. Welcome. Or is it Eckstein? How do I say that? You could correct me if I got it wrong. So sorry. No, I never saw a stream with Mark C live. Well, I do have them. We did them. It's been a while. Obviously, we really miss him. But we did quite a few of them together. Or a few of them together, I should say. The Jets scored. They're still in this one. Admiral. You never know. Your Muslim uncle, what's up, buddy? Brian Hepburn. What's up? Maddie's daddy, buddy. Ironhide 84, welcome. Captain Infinity and beyond. Brogu from Old Hometown, what's up? Let's see. Larry, what's up, brother? Always good to see you, my friend. Keely Chow, rolling the tide. Not so much the Cowboys yesterday, though. What happened to the Cowboys yesterday, dude? What was wrong with Dak Prescott? Anyway. There we go. Well, anyone else comes in, it'll be duly called out, accordingly, of course. Doctor Who. 60th anniversary kind of rings hollow, but some of us don't think it's really even existed for the past 50 years. If you're a Doctor Who fan, these aren't the best of times. 10 years ago, they were pretty good. 10 years ago, we were coming off the Moffat run. And while the stories weren't the best, I did love Matt Smith. And I think he was so good, he elevated even lesser stories he was in my opinion. I did love The Day of the Doctor. It may have flaws, but I loved it. It was just a lot of fun. There's things I would have done differently with it, but I really, really enjoyed it. Did not care much for Time of the Doctor, but at least, now looking back, I guess I didn't like it much because it felt so depressing and defeatist and like it was over. Now that it really was over, since that really was the last official Doctor Who episode, maybe it's just like a fond, it's a closure for a character. because to me, that's when the actual entity known as the Doctor, who changed bodies from the William Hartnell incarnation to the Matt Smith incarnation. All these different bodies. After that, the one I knew and loved was no longer. I love Peter Capaldi as an actor, but I think he was terribly written. I don't like the way he was written. I can name you episodes, even though Matt Smith had a lot of episodes that weren't all that great. I could name a few that I really loved, and he was always great because he was written properly as a great Doctor. I can't name you one episode I really care for in the entire run of Peter Capaldi. Not one. He's a great actor. I hate the way he was written, so that's a lot of it. I can't name you one story that I want to watch over and over again. Even Matt Smith has some stories I want to watch over again. David Tennant has a lot of stories I want to watch over and over again, and I thought there was some there, even though he had some episodes I didn't like either. Christopher Eccleston has a lot of episodes I want to watch over again. Of course, yes, I lean more toward the original 26-year run of the original run of Doctor Who. That is more my speed. I've been a fan of 40 plus years. But I love Matt Smith. I think it was great. He was better than his stories most of the time, except the 11th Hour, which I loved. David Tennant had more good stories, but then he had some, to me, toward the end, he had some really bad ones. But for the most part, David Tennant had better stories. Russell T Davies did a lot of things I can't stand, but he was good at, fairly consistent with the stories. Like I said, I can make you and maybe I'm going. One of my shows this week or this month will be devoted to my likes and dislikes of the Davies era, or each era. J&T. Jonathan Turner gets beat up so much. There are things I liked in this era. Moffat, as a showrunner, he was a good writer of individual episodes. As a showrunner, oh boy. And he ran it longer than just about anybody, didn't he? Except for maybe Jonathan Turner. I hated Heaven Sent, Phantom. I know everyone loves it. I hated it. If you're talking about that one with now remember, I hated the show so much at that point. I watched it once, and every time that would be over. The one when he was stuck in that thing, and he had to punch a wall a billion times to break it to get out. The one where they made Rassilon evil again, like they did earlier, and they had that general regenerate into is that also the one? Is that the one where Clara gets her TARDIS? Or was that a different one? To be honest with you, I don't know. Okay, The Mummy on the Orient Express was the closest it felt like to an old Doctor Who episode. And actually, the Husbands of River song at least was a fun romp for a Christmas story, I guess. But that's the TV show. I'm going to talk about comics tonight, but yeah. And it's weird. How Doctor Who comics have been around, much like Star Trek comics. Doctor Who comics have been around a long time. But, I guess there've been some okay ones. Just the fact that they were making them, though. I bought a lot of them, in Doctor Who Monthly, Doctor Who Weekly, and some of those albums and stuff. But they were around even before that, before Marvel UK got them. Yeah. Well, they were, the way I have so many issues with the way they wrote Capaldi. Just me. Some people really like it. It's fine. Well, hey, look, like I said, Chris, a lot of people do like it. Like Capaldi, love him. I love him as an actor. And therefore, I do kind of count him as a doc. I don't exclude him as a doc in my canon, but I can't name you one episode. And there's no other doctor I can say this about, since we don't count anything after him for sure, that I don't watch over and over again. Some of the Hartnell ones, there probably isn't really too many Hartnell ones I've watched over and over that much because, quite frankly, look, the Hartnell era had some okay episodes and stuff like that, but The ones that are complete that I have seen are all right. But I got to admit, I'm Trouton on. I like Trouton better. And then, of course, I love Pertwee and Baker and, Tom Baker and all that stuff. But at least from especially Pertwee and, of course, Tom Baker and Peter Davison and Colin Baker, even at least a couple, and, of course, Sylvester McCoy. Claude Salling, hey, there are episodes I've watched over and over and over again and have watched this so many times. There aren't a lot of Hartnell ones I've watched over and over again, but I've watched them all a number of times, And Trouton, and there's some episodes I watch a lot. And there are even episodes of the New Who's, like again, Eccleston and some Tennants and even some Matt Smith that I watch over and over again. I just can't name you a Capaldi episode that I want to watch over and over again. That's just me. Nothing against it, because I know a lot of people really love him, and I do think he's great. His stories, and I don't like his characterization. Never will. When they tried that with Colin Baker, they toned it down to an extent after they got started, because they knew he was a little crazy by his regeneration. And plus, his little following Clara around like a little puppy dog. Anyway. Comics. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. The Doctor Who comics started with a publication for called Polystyle was the name of the company or whatever, and it started around like 1964, year after the show debuted. The year I was born. Oh my God, I'm the same age as Doctor Who comics, and basically, as someone mentioned in the chat. They stored the Doctor, I think first Doctor and second Doctor were running around with these kids named John and Jillian, and they were basically identified as the Doctor's grandchildren. And, they were pretty cool just to see these again anyway, they weren't the... And there's the one I think, Gwag, you mentioned this one. The Doctor and his, hang on a second. Let me find it. 1 second, dude. There we go. The Doctor and his grandkids meet Santa Claus. I believe you were asking about that one. Yeah. Larry says, didn't know Doctor Who comics existed. Oh, well. There were a couple of different... First of all, they had TV comics. It was called TV Comic. Then later, I think it changed to something like... what was it? It was... Countdown was a book for a while. Then it was like TV Action. It was a company called Polystyle Publications, but there was also a company called World Distributors or something that did the Doctor Who annuals. If you remember Doctor Who annuals? The British annuals in general, excuse me. British UK friends over there had some really cool things, what they called these hardcover little storybook, bigger than storybook sized annuals that had comics and puzzles and prose stories and whatever different things. Pretty much UK only, Larry, until IDW. In other words, then but in the late 70s, Marvel UK got it for Doctor Who Weekly, which became Doctor Who Monthly for the longest time. Then eventually BBC started doing their own Doctor Who magazine with comics in it and stuff like that. But there've been Doctor Who comics since only a year after the show debuted in 1963. So each Doctor has had comics. For the past, 10 whatever years, IDW's had it. So let's see. As you can see, though, this is the one you're talking about. This is the first Doctor and his grandchildren. Yeah, so. And of course, your Doctor Who magazine, of course, of course, not only that, the Daleks had their own comics for a while. They didn't even have the Doctor in them. There were Daleks comic strips, of course. Again, a lot of the Dalek craze of the 60s was just, gigantic, of course. Let's see here. Some more Hartnell Doctor. Happy journey to TARDIS. And even, I think they even ran around with the second Doc for a while. Yep, that's the one with Frosty. And yes, Alejandro, Dalek Mania was a big deal, man. That was over there culturally, it was gigantic. Everyone just was they had comic strips and all kind of cool stuff. For the Daleks, of course. Now, here we go. Go back to the various Doctor Who TV comic. Even the second Doctor was getting in on it, of course. I mean, again, all the Doctors had it. Oh dear. And there he is again. I'm not 100% sure why these strips did not have their companions. Didn't have there may have been some legal reason for it. Maybe the BBC didn't want to use the companions. Cam's Crash Courses. What's up? Hey, Clobby, let's see. Some good Who. Hartnell the first. Hello. Yes, Hartnell was the first Doctor. Good to see you. Could not be reached for further comment. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Studbrat 77. Oh my God. Hi, I haven't seen you in forever. It's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well, my dear. It is absolutely terrific to see you. My dear, we're just talking some Doctor Who comics here. So obviously, we in the States were, unawares of these comics because we didn't even have the show at this point. By the way, it's funny how it's the British, of course. They even had they even had their own Star Trek comics. They were way ahead of the curve with some of these older comics. I used to love, like I said, these British annuals had comics on them as well. Now, later when Doctor Who hit big in the States in the 80s, obviously, again, there was Doctor Who Weeklies, which became Doctor Who Monthly. It had strips and it had comics in it, rather. Had regular comics in them. But they also put out a mag called Classic Comics, where they reprinted a lot of these comics. And then they put out a bunch of, I think maybe like in the 80s or 90s, they put out some trades with Titan and stuff with a lot of these Doctor Who comics. Even some of these old ones. Yeah. Tom Baker, the mighty TV comic. Look at it. So here you go. Classic Comics. I used to buy this. Oh, I can't remember when I... Look at that. Hey! Ezra Goldstein, good to see you, my friend. Shalom. Shalom, Clobby. Did you hear that RTD will not retcon the time... Yeah, the idiot timeless children drivel, and there will be no multi-Doctor Doctor 60th anniversary show. Yeah, not surprised. It's a shame, but that's why I've had a problem. I've had a lot of problems with RTD for a long time, Ezra, and I'm going to do a show where I talk about it. I have a lot. Again, I'm obviously, I love the classic era better, but I've been very accepting of the 2005 on up. Not a reboot. It's not a reboot. It's a revival. I like a lot of it, but I don't. There are things in it I don't like. Most of the things I don't like have been done by both Moffat and uh, RTD. Obviously, I'm not even putting Chibi in there. Chibi, that's not Doctor Who. So Chibi's filthy crap. Doesn't even belong with those two guys. Those guys made a lot of mistakes. Well, did a lot of things I don't like personally. But yeah, RTD can goes. He's a piece of crap. Screw him with his garbage. He really is a dirtbag. RTD. I got nothing for him. It's great that he brought it back in 2005 and we got some good stuff. But hey DJ Ronnie G, good to see you, buddy. Actually, Mark's not here, DJ, but I'll pass that on. Wag says the Doctor Who DVDs had a great extras called "Stripped for Action," where they discuss the comic strips. Oh, really? The old? I don't remember seeing that in any of my DVDs, but that's cool. The first one, I think it was like Marvel Premiere number 59 or something like that, where they reprinted some of the Dave Gibbons Doctor Who strips, or actually comics from Doctor Who Weekly that have Walt Simonson cover on the first one, which is pretty cool. I'll show that later. And then Marvel started putting out some Baxter, some high quality paper reprints, regular comics back in the 80s, again of the Doctor Who comics. So in the States, we got the magazines, we got Marvel, since it was Marvel UK doing the mag, we got a bunch of reprints here and there of all the strips that featured, of course, Tom Baker at first, and Davison. Each concurrent Doctor was, of course, the strip, and the current in there. But this classic comics thing they did was pretty cool too, because it had, if I'm remembering correctly, had a lot of the old stuff in it. And had some nifty covers. I bought some of these. Free giant Sun Taran poster representing the first appearance of the second Doctor in Doctor Who comic strip. Wow. It's got representing. That means it's got those old TV comic reprints in there. I don't have this one. Behind the scenes, Doctor Who goes into TV action. Plus, the Dalek strip from TV Century 21 continues. Yes, there was a Dalek strip. So see, the ones with the second Doctor, and these aren't that badly priced either. You can probably get these fairly cheap. Are ones from those old, from those old TV comic prints that I was talking about earlier. The second Doctor stories. Final jam-packed issue. Wow, the seventh Doctor, is he reading the first Doctor? The first four Doctors face a time slip. The third Doctor meets the spoilers. Enter the vortex. Yep, so cool stuff. This was a great mag. December 1993. We used to get these. They would come in they weren't we had at the comic shops. You could get them at comic shops, of course. I don't know if you could get them on newsstand. I guess you could at the time. I can't really remember, to be honest with you. Cool, bloody remember. I used to try to get them when I could, though. RRT and Zed, what's up, my friend? I was feeling we should definitely say Zed, not just in deference to Raquel, but because we're talking about Doctor Who tonight. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Chuck Norris is the reason Doctor Who hides his name. Another Chuck Norris show. You love those Chuck Norris jokes, don't you? Well, you can Chuck Norris joke all you want. As long as Chuck Norris doesn't find out, because I hear he doesn't like them. I'm just kidding. He likes them fine, I'm sure. And if he does, and if he doesn't, what are we going to do? We got to behave ourselves. Seeds of Doom, The Time Meddler, Frontier in Space, Planet of the Daleks, Black Orchid, Twin Dilemma, Delta, and the Banner, and the TV movie DVDs have specials. Oh, okay. I have some of those. Cool. They're the original DVDs, I guess, huh? You know, some of those original DVDs, you know, way before Blu-ray, when they started putting Doctor Who's out, and they weren't in any kind of order, of course. They never do anything in order. And some of those DVDs are expensive now. I mean, some of them are, you know, because they're out of production, and they're really crazy. Yeah, I don't know if the Blu-rays have those. They might, though. You never know. I mean, I have a couple of the Blu-ray sets they've done recently, but they're just so expensive. I really can't. I don't have them all, but I can't. Once in a while, back when they were first started coming out with these on Blu-ray, I was able to snag a couple of them. You know, got some good prices on one of the Davison sets and a couple of, and I think one of the Pertwee sets I got as a gift or something. But there's so many of them I would like to get. But anyway, those DVDs are not. I mean, if you try to like find them on eBay or whatever, Fleabay, they ain't cheap. So I remember, let me see. Oh, look, Daleks comics. This must be a big compilation. The Daleks original comic strip, reprint doc. Yeah, there we go. The Ultimate Collector's Edition of the classic 1960s Dalek strip. That's a nice cover right there. Yeah. Pretty cool. I would buy that. I don't think. Of course, that's a British book, I believe. I would. Oh man, this is relatively recent. It's got that shitty logo. Looks like it's got that shitty new logo on it. Oh God, it does. It's got the Jody logo on it. Mother of crap on that chibi Jody freaking logo. Well, listening while driving, I'm glad you are. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Yeah, well, I would buy this if I saw it somewhere. I guess if it was a decent price, but then I would have to put something over that stupid Jody logo. At least it's tiny on there, but good God, I hate that goddamn logo. Oh, it just sucks. Gotta ruin everything, don't they? They have to ruin everything. A Cyberman. I remember Alan Moore actually wrote a story for Doctor Who, a Doctor Who strip. Since I got a picture of it around here. I remember in one of those strips, it didn't. Some of the companions were in there sometimes, but then others had made up companions, and I love some of them. I like the. Oh, I have this issue somewhere. This is one of the few Doctor Who weeklies I was able to get back when it first came out. And yes, it was only a British publication, but we used to get them shipped over here at the comic shop I worked at. But they'd have the Doctor with somebody you don't even know. Occasionally, they did have Perry. I'm trying to think, but they did have all right, they had Perry. Frobisher I love, Gwagnar, yeah. Frobisher was my favorite for some reason. I don't know, it's just ridiculous, but he was a Whiffadil. He wasn't really a penguin. He just liked to look like a penguin. And there was a Cyberman. He actually had a Cyberman for a while as a companion. A good Cyberman. Anyone remember that? But Alan Moore wrote a story called Soul of a Cyberman. Naturally, I have it somewhere. Yeah. But there's Doctor Who Weekly. I grabbed every issue I could of that until we were finally able to get it more regularly. And it became Doctor Who Monthly pretty soon. But yeah. Does anyone remember Abe Slum Dalek Hunter? Who remembers that? Look, TV comic, Tom and Jerry. Whoa, where's Doctor Who there? TV action plus countdown. Doctor Who. All right, a third Doctor comic. Whoa. That's pretty cool right there. Oh, you remember Abe Slum Dak, Ezra? All right. I have the Titan album of that. I still have it. That was pretty cool. The doctor popped up in one or two of the stories, and I think in the last one, he was like narrating it or something. The seventh Doctor was in the Abe Slum Dak stuff. So, yes. But anyway, these comics, look, he's never really not had comics. But, you don't think about it. You think about Trek comics. Well, over there, like I said, and let me see if they got any of those Doctor Who annuals. You ever seen those Doctor Who annuals? I mean, they did annuals of other stuff, other TV shows. There's British annuals. Let's see. I had a couple of them. And I have some. I still have some Judge Dredd annuals as well. Oh, yeah, there you go. You have some annuals. Yes. Could that be Richard for the comment? It's called Abe Slum Dak. You remember him? Yeah, there you go. Dalek Hunter. Let's see here. There we go. Annuals. I think I might do a show on might do a show about the Target books a little bit. We might talk about the Target books at some point. Doctor Who annual. Oh my God, the Master annual. Is that a joke? Did they have an unofficial Master annual? Who made that? That's funny. I'm the Master and you're loyal servant. Oh, there's a Doctor Who annual. Oh, yeah. Look at that, man. That's bad. Come on. We need a big picture of that one. Damn it. Come on. Where's the big picture of it? Crap. No big pictures. Shite. So Ezra, I take it that, and do we have any of our friends who are from over there, who's been lucky enough to grow up with Doctor Who in the 60s and 70s or 80s at least or whatever? Well, we had it here in the 80s, but did any of you have any of those British annuals like the Doctor Who ones? And they did annuals. Blake Seven didn't get any; they had to make them later. But you know what I'm talking about? I have, like I said, the only British annuals I have now because I think I might still have my Doctor Who ones buried somewhere, but I still have 2 Judge Dredd annuals, which I love. I was a big Dredd fan for 40 plus years now. Just like I think I became a Judge Dredd fan right around the same time I became a Doctor Who fan, working in a comic shop. The episode Time Heist had Abe Slum Dak on a computer screen in one scene. That's right. The Capaldi episode. I remember that. Didn't remember much, but I remember that as far as the Capaldi episodes are concerned. Yeah. I am Abe Slum Dak, Dalek Killer. Okay, Aliana says annuals are still a thing in the UK. Interesting. Okay. Nice. I guess he's canon. Yeah, Gwag. I guess so. I guess so, dude. Let's find Abe Slum Dak. Boy, you better spell that right or no search is going to get it. Oh, look. It did. There you go. There he is. I have this. This is the one I have. This is the Titan album that I have that compiles, I think, all of the backup, all of his stories from Doctor Who Monthly. There you go. There's Abe Slum. That would make a cool animated show or something like that. I think even Death's Head came from Doctor Who. What? That's right. Marvel Iron. I just said it right here. Oh. There was a weird Marvel Transformers Doctor Who crossover of sorts in the UK in 80s UK comics. There was this character created called Death's Head. I remember that Marvel had some of the put those out over here too. Who first popped up in Transformers? Yeah, he blew Bumblebee up and did some other stuff. Then escaped into the time stream or something and ran into the Doctor. Not sure which version. You know, it was probably the 7th Doctor at the time, I would think. Maybe 6. Either Colin or Sylvester. Ghost says, I live in Canada. I couldn't get British Doctor annuals back in the day. Oh, man. We started getting some of those ones in the 80s when the craze started going on. Yeah, okay, but Simply Steve Van could not be reached a comic saying it was the 7th Doc. Okay. I've heard of that, but I've never seen that comic, so that I know of anyway. I always say I have to qualify that I know of because I forget everything I've seen. Sometimes, again, with my Alzheimer's, I'll go, oh, I remember that, or do I? Maybe I don't remember it. Maybe I just think I do. I don't know. Look at that. Oh, that's a cool cover there. Richard Starking, Tom Thompson. Nemesis of the Daleks. Doctor Who magazine. Some of these great covers here. The Age of Chaos. They got some pretty cool Doctor Who art, too. I remember this issue. Got this one. Colin Baker is the Doctor. Have this one. I have this one, too. Alejandro says, let me look. He says, let's see. Let me look at what issue it appeared in, but my favorite Doctor Who comic is one that's a preview for the 8th Doctor's first Big Finish adventure, Storm Warning. Okay, cool. Clobby, do you have a Doctor Who comic called The Age of Chaos that was penned by Colin Baker? Let's see here. We just had a picture of it. This one here. I don't have this. I would like to have gotten this. It's got unless this looks like a compilation. Look, it's got it's got that stupid new logo. Oh my God, shit. So I may have it in another printed form because I had a bunch of those, but I don't have this particular. Oh, Age of Chaos. This might be the one I have. And if not, it's the one I would want instead of this. Look at this. The art on this cover is okay, but look at that stupid logo. Jesus. Friggin' chibi logo. Salty Traveling Sea. What is up, sir? Get those old paperbacks and Doctor Who novellas. Great stories and the best retro sci-fi art. Yeah, those were produced by Target. Well, most of them were by Target Publishing. There was also one by Pinnacle. When we were getting those Target books in the early 80s, Salty, I was running a comic shop where we started selling Doctor Who merch. It was like 1982, 83. And there were a lot of episodes, pre-Tom Baker that had novelizations that we thought we were never going to get to see. And man, I bought every one of those Target books. They were beautiful, very small little book, very thin books. And I was getting to read Doctor Who episodes at the time. I didn't think I would ever get to see because they were pre Tom Baker, and all we were getting were the wonderful Tom Baker episodes. So it's good to see you, Traveling Sea. Hope you're doing well. Wonder how Purple is. Hadn't seen Purple in forever. Hope she's doing all right. Let's see. Yes, I got NYC, Clobby. You got NYC? It shows the TARDIS bobbing about in the stormy English Channel while the giant British airship R101 flies overhead. Yep. But yeah, I love those Target books. We probably ought to talk about those a little later too as well. But this is a comic show, of course, but I can cheat a little bit, I guess. So yeah, that's got the stupid freaking Chibi Jody logo, which sucks. Let's see. Clobby, you should do a stream about the Doctor Who Target books. I might do something like that, or something about the 80s phenomenon in general there where I could talk a lot about the Target books. Show the TARDIS okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I went to that already. Let's see. So I don't think I have this one. Oh, there's another one with the stupid. Oh, man, what is it with the chibi logo, you jagoffs? This is the damn Doctor Who logo right there. Friggin'. Or even this one. So, how was the Age of Chaos? Anyone read that one? Yeah, Chris Achilles was a great artist. Great artist. All right, let's see. He is a great artist. I think I had this one. I don't know. I still have Doctor Who Collected Comics. Yeah. John Ridgway was also a great Doctor Who artist. He did a lot of the ones of the Colin Baker Doctor. Ridgway was really good. Oh, boy. Admiral Teague, I'm sorry about your Jets, buddy. Way it goes, man. Sorry. Oh, look, the Doctor and Perry. This again, Perry and Frobisher with him, but a lot of Doctor Who, a lot of these comics didn't have normal companions. Dave Gibbons was also really good, of course. I love Gibbons on Oh man, look at that. Look at that Doctor Who magazine cover. This one, it was just called Doctor Who Magazine. Doctor Who Summer Special. Okito's passed in 2021. Oh my goodness. Damn. Okay. I don't think I heard that. I haven't heard that yet. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Target books, Pinnacle books did some too. Yeah. At the time, I didn't like the Pinnacle book covers. I stuck with the Target books. The Pinnacle books had a foreword written by Harlan Ellison, though, that was very Harlan Ellison become a Doctor Who fan. Although he was really just doing it to piss off Star Trek and Star Wars fans because he's Harlan Ellison. But yeah. Hey, that's Harley for you, right? So, Nemesis of the Daleks. Now, this one I would like to get. No, I think that's just more Absalom Dack already. I think I have all the Absalom Dack stories. Never mind. These are BBC albums that they started doing not too long ago. Exterminate. Captain Infinity says, I met Chris Achilles once. Oh, yeah. Great artist. His book of Sirens Triggered by Puberty. Whoa. Nice. He was amazing. Pinnacle Books was in. Then there were the Virgin New Adventure books, which later became BBC. They started coming out. Well, the first one was a 4-part, 4 different books, 4 different authors called the Time Worm series, Seventh Doctor and Ace, which was pretty good. Terrence Dix wrote the best one, I think, the second one. But that was a pretty good series. And they were coming out a lot, those Virgin books, because again, except that terrible to Fox pilot, which sorry, I hate it. I know people like it. I can't stand it. We don't have to have that fight right now. But the only game in town for Doctor Stories was either you got a few those comics that were in the magazines and the novels. And some of those novels weren't great. Some were, though. Hey, Salty C, thank you so much, Salty Traveling C, for the super sticker. You are too kind, my friend. I appreciate that very much. And I hope you're doing well, buddy. Good to see you. Have you been off some streaming? I hadn't seen much streaming on your channel, dude. Let us know if you're still doing that a lot or what. I have a couple of those Dr. Pinnacles books, Clobby. Yeah, I remember they had like a black cover. I didn't like the art on those as much. I had it. I don't know if I bought a few, but people used to. I don't know. I just love the Target books. We could take a look at a few of those. And I hope they don't mean, when you put it in a search, I hope they don't mean Doctor Who at the store Target. Oh, there we go. There you go. These were some awesome covers, Chief. Taking a break. Okay. Well, if you talk to Purple, tell her hello for me. I tried to reach out to her. I hope she's okay. That's all. Again, not prying. Just hoping everybody's okay. So I don't want to sound like I'm prying, but I'm just concerned with you guys, and don't blame you one bit. But I hope you're enjoying the break, and just if you see her, tell her I gave her a holler, and I hope she's doing well, and I miss her. So. Yeah, these Target books, man, these are really. Look, they made Target books of some of the newer stuff. Oh, these are okay. Man, I had them all too, man. I had them all. Thanks, buddy. These covers, these Target books. I'm trying to find bigger ones, bigger pictures of these. Some of these are fakes. Now, of course, I had that one, Doctor Who and the Daleks. I remember this one. This is not An Unearthly Child. Had this edition, first publication of the very first Doctor Who story. Now we're talking with those covers. See, that's made up. Well, that's kind of cool, though. They made a Target cover for The Empty Child, which, of course, never happened. They never did a Target book for that, but still, that's kind of cool. Pretty sure I had this one, I think. What am I saying? I had them all. The real ones, not these fake ones. Revenge of the Cybermen. Oh, yeah. The Dalek invasion of Earth. Yes. That's kind of cool that they made. Look, that's not Achilles in that one, but this one is. That's a made-up story. There's no such thing as Doctor Who and the Lost Empire by Philip Hinchcliffe, but man, they got all these fake covers. They're kind of fun, but I want to see the real ones. There we go. See? They're not big covers, but thanks, buddy. Appreciate this. See, Moffat owned the Target Death to the Daleks as a kid. Yeah, Moffat was a big fan. There's no question about that. Let's see. Oh, where are you at? That's not the original Three Doctors cover. See, somebody's gone around and screwed around with these things. I just want to see the originals, man. I don't have mine anymore. Mine got lost in time, if you will. They got lost to moves and hurricanes and all this other kind of crap. Death to the Daleks. Alejandro, I was thinking that might be the case because it said Philip Hinchcliffe on there, the Lost Empire, but I'm not sure. I will have to look into it. Even though these aren't comics, I know we already looked at some comics, but these books, man. Well, I was at a comic shop when we started carrying them, so there. And man, we could not get these things fast enough. We could not get Doctor Who books fast enough, man. That's the exact, yeah. Well, like I said, it was a big deal too, man. It's like I would go home, and if it were like a Pertwee one like that, or a Troughton story, or even a Hartnell story, I'd go home like so. And whenever I had some time off, those books were thin. I'd feel like because I was so hooked on the Tom Baker stuff, and I loved it, and the other stuff going forward. I said, man, this is the only way I'm ever going to read ever going to know what these stories were like with other Doctors. So before I ever got to see Hartnell or see Troughton or even see Pertwee, I was reading stories about them, reading their novels. Death to the Dogs has a badass title, but it's an okay episode. Still some cool moments. Yeah, it's not a great episode. I agree. The 10th Planet, man. I bought this, read the hell out of it. Now, these are some of the real covers right here. Pity they're not bigger pictures, but yeah, the 10th Planet. And it had Sarah Jane, yeah. Oh, was your first classic Sarah Jane episode? Okay, really? Death to the Daleks. Wow. A lot of us over here we started with Robot, or as the book calls it, the Giant Robot. Seeds of Doom. Man, we were so excited to get these books, I swear. Oh, look, there's Planet of Evil. Doctor Who and the Mutants. Let the talons of Wing Chang shred your flesh. I'm not going to do it loud. I can't help it. Oh, okay. Previously, you'd only seen her in the Tennant era. I got you, Alejandro. I love Sarah. We were fortunate enough to meet Elizabeth Sladen back in 1984, I think it was, at a con down in Alabama. Nice lady. Nice, lovely lady. No, Death of the Daleks is not bad. No, I mean, it was all right, but to be honest with you, Pertwee's Dalek stories aren't the best Dalek stories for me. He did like 3, I think, or 4, whatever. Power of the Daleks, Day of the Daleks, Death of the Daleks. They were in something else too. That wasn't but his Dalek stories weren't my. I think Revenge of the Cybermen is pretty good. Of course, Earthshock, but Troughton was the Dalek man, right? I mean, excuse me, not Daleks. Earthshock and Revenge of the Cybermen stories. It's a shame Pertwee never got a Cyberman story, by the way. But no, Genesis of the Daleks, even Destiny, but especially Genesis. Not Revelation. That wasn't like, yeah, it's all right. Resurrection was okay. We'll see. Oh, Remembrance. Yeah. RR says that Genesis of the Daleks is the best Dalek story ever. Well, you could be correct on that one. I'll tell you what, there's some competition. Though, but I hear you. I can't argue with that. It's the first Doctor Who story I ever saw. Johnny Depp, who is a Doctor Who fan, has said his favorite classic Who story is The Talons of Wing Chiang. Well, he must be a Oasis because that's a Oasis episode. Talons of Wing Chiang is one of my top episodes. In fact, I'll be doing my top 25 Doctor Who episodes in a couple of weeks. And I think it's definitely in my top 25. It's a great one. I'm going to do that in a couple of weeks, though. Leela was my all-time favorite companion, says RR, although Perry helped many young British nerds through period. Oh, God. Perry, oh, my God. Love Perry. Love Leela. I loved the first Romana. Mary Tam was gorgeous. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Yes, sir. Right there with you. Victoria was lovely, and Zoe was cute. I love Joe Grant. something about her. There was something about Joe Grant. Just something about Joe Grant. I don't know. Pertwee stated in an interview that you can find on YouTube that he hated the Daleks. Yeah, he probably did. A lot of people hated them. Directors hated directing them because they were a pain in the ass. He thought they were silly, though. Day of the Daleks is the best of the Pertwee Dalek stories. Agreed. The Daleks, he thought they were silly. He liked villains like the Draconians. I saw him in an interview one time. Says he thought the Daleks are silly. They're pepper pots. Of course, they were limited by technology, because now they make the Daleks pretty scary that they can move around with all that stuff. But hey, yeah, oh yeah, Romana #1, Mary Tan was beautiful, gorgeous. Oh my God, Layla Ward was just cute, but kind of cute. But man, oh man. Ezra says, Clobby, at some point you should get Raquel to watch Doctor Who. I've talked to her about it. I don't like really getting anybody to watch anything, because then you're responsible for it. Could not be read, says Mary Tam gets my vote. Oh, yeah. Because, see, then you're responsible for it. If you see what I'm saying. Because, if they hate it, it's your fault. If they love it, then you're in the clear. But if they hate it, and, it's awkward. I don't know. And the thing is, I would want her to start at a certain point. I mean, she'd want to start at the very beginning. And as you know, she's OCD about that kind of stuff. And we don't have all the episodes. There's more than there used to be. Sarah Jane will always be #1 with me, says D-Bud. Well, hey. But Ezra, I've talked to her about it. I don't think it's her thing. I mean, I don't know if it will be her thing, but, she's enjoying Blake 7. She's watching that again, and she loves it, so. There you go. But I don't know if Doctor Who would do it for her. I don't know if Doctor Who would be. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't. I don't know. The War Games. Remember when I went and read this one? Back to comics. Comics again. Yes. I'd like to get some of these, get some of those reprint books. I had some of them, but TV action, Doctor Who annual, TV comic. Whoa, that looks badass. Third Doctor. TV action plus countdown. The comic with the top TV action. Hawaii 5-0. UFO. Stingray. Towards. So wait a minute. They had a Hawaii 5-0 comic in the UK. I think I read something like that before. At least I see one of these covers. So McGarrett and Dano had a comic. Ezra says, I think Raquel would like Doctor Who. If she likes Blake 7, she would like them. I don't know. She might think Doctor Who's too silly or not really too much science fiction. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep easing into it, Ezra. You never know. Baker is my favorite Doctor. I'm sure you mean Tom R, but who knows? You might mean Colin. But Pertwee was the coolest. Yeah, he oozed charm, kicked alien arse, and could make lace collars look cool. He was my first Doctor. Gosh, I was spoiled. Yeah, oh yeah. If you, and we're lucky, that, for our first Doctor to be something like Tom Baker. In your case, Sean Pertwee. I love Pertwee. My favorite Doctor is Tom. John Pertwee's my second favorite. After that, it's real tough to pick like third and fourth, but I guess my third might be, believe it or not, McCoy, then Davison, then Troughton, and then Colin. I don't know, jumble it around a little bit because I love McCoy, but I love Troughton, and I love Davison. A lot of people don't. I think he's great. I thought it was great. I even like Colin a lot. Some of his stories, there were issues here and there. From what I've seen, The Tomorrow People is the 70s British sci-fi show that aged like milk. Yeah, Tomorrow People, Nickelodeon used to show that in the 70s and 80s. And yeah, Peter Davison was on an episode of that, by the way. But yeah, The Tomorrow People, yeah, it wasn't, even when it was on, it was kind of hokey. I mean, it doesn't hold up like Doctor Who now, no. But could not be reached further. Comment says Pertwee's is top Doctor. Well, look, that's a great choice. I love the Earthbound years. I love I just love the whole thing. I love the unit years. It's a shame. And look, I'm glad he got back out there in the universe, but still, they should have went back a couple times. They only went back once. Like once or twice. Wagner says Doctor Who is very difficult to get a new person into unless you start them with New Who. True. Then there is the Jodie era that looms heavy over that. Yeah, you don't have to. You can steer them clear of the Jodie crap. But yes, a lot of people, especially if you know that their sensibilities don't lean toward watching the old stuff. Now, look, some of them will tell you, "Hey, I don't care about the effects or anything." They've like seen samples and they're fine with that, and they're the kind of pacing, and then whether you're then they'll because they watch stuff like that. Raquel is someone who could watch anything like that. She doesn't care about the effects and stuff. But then there are people that they're not going to watch something that they consider hokey, no matter how much we love it. So you start them at Rose, and if they like the Eccleston run, then they're likely to have a good time until they get to the putrid trash. If they have any taste, maybe they like the putrid trash as well. I knew you were talking about Tom, or I was just messing with you. Tom Baker was my favorite and the definitive Doctor as far as I'm concerned. Peter Davison, my third. I love Davison. He was great. Boy, I remember Davison was not well accepted in the States, though. Clobberin, did you watch British Sci-Fi Time Slip? No, I did not see Time Slip. Ezra, I have not seen that one. I don't know that one. You can even use the two Peter Cushing films if you want. You could, but they're not really Doctor Who canon. I'm sorry. I just don't think they are. I mean, nothing against him, but he's just he's like an old man just playing. He's with grandkids he's called Doctor Who. He's a human who made a time machine. It was made to cash in on the Daleks craze. Both of those movies they're cool. They're fun. I mean, but I don't consider him part of the Doctor. I just don't consider him to be the Time Lord known as the Doctor. But I love Peter Cushing, man. Great actor. So I don't begrudge him from trying to cash in on the Daleks craze. Why not? It worked, and it helped the show. Daleks saved the show after that first one, The Unearthly Child. Man, it's a good thing that the next episode was the Daleks. Damn good thing. Cushing is the real 13th Doctor to me. Well, hey, I'll take that, yeah. I'd buy that for $1. In Raquel's case, you should start her on An Unearthly Child, says Ezra. Yeah. I don't know how she would react to that one, but you never know. Heck, Alejandro says Capaldi regenerated into Cushing. Well, it works for me. He didn't regenerate into what's her face, that's for sure. I wonder what that idiot Chibi says. Troughton, let's see. Wagner says Troughton went from my least favorite Doctor when I first saw clips of him to my absolute favorite. Once I was able to watch complete episodes. Yeah, well, and there weren't too many complete ones back then either, but I love Patrick Troughton. See, Patrick Troughton, really, he's the pace setter for the entire series if you think about it. Because, I mean, no disrespect to the great William Hartnell. Love William Hartnell. But they could have gone the cowardly route, or the easy route, I should say, and said, well, let's just cast a guy that looks a lot like him and could ape his mannerisms, and we'll just make it the grandfather to be. In other words, we'll act like nothing happened. It'll be like, American TV did that all the time. They would have an actor would leave a role. They just put another actor there, just pretend it's the same character. They could have done that. I don't know if they've ever done that on British TV, but they could have done that with Doctor Who. They could have done that with the First Doctor, and it'd have been just some guy pretending to be the first. And a lot of people go, and they like Hartnell better, and it would have just died probably. But Sidney Newman, I guess, and whoever else. I hear you, Ezra. I'm on it. I promise you, man. He brings in Troughton, and obviously he's not. I mean, he doesn't look anything like him. He doesn't resemble in character, in look, or mannerisms or anything William Hartnell. So they basically said, they let him become his own character. And it was this wonderful concept that he's an alien, the same entity, the same being is inside that body. But, if you did change bodies right now, people would perceive you different. Even if you say, hey, no, it's me. I just look different. And your mannerism, everything about you would be so different to people, even though you're the same being inside. So it would look like you have a completely different personality because we're such visual creatures. And it's just maybe the most brilliant thing I've ever seen in television in terms of a concept that helped stretch a show to 60 years, 50 really in my case, because the last 10 years are filth. So 50 years for me personally, but since it's the 60th anniversary, we're calling it that. So it was brilliant. But then Troughton came along and he established that character so much one way, and he can't certain traits that Hartnell didn't have, like he was a grouch, Hartnell. It was he had a sense of humor, but it was a little more acerbic. So there were Hartnell traits as well, but along comes Pertwee, who looks nothing like Troughton. So he doesn't even try to act like him, yet still the propensity for a little frivolity and some silliness was still there. Even Pertwee could be silly sometimes. And First Doctor was never really that silly all the time. So the silly stuff starts with, I think it mostly starts, I'm not saying the First Doctor wasn't silly sometimes, but I think for the most part he wasn't. And it starts and stops really, it mostly starts with Troughton. And then every doctor, no matter how serious or any of the doctors have to be in certain scenes, is always the kind of the good-natured smile, wink, wink at the audience type quality of the character that makes him special. They took that away from the Capaldi Doctor. It ran through every doctor, arguably from Troughton on up. But you could say, if you want to say Hartnell was that way in some ways as well, you might as well. But Troughton set of quality, set of tone that even doctors who were nothing like him did have a little bit of in them. Alejandro says, I can still get excited for new Doctor Who if you consider the animated Lost episodes new. Yeah, they are kind of in a way. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently they were going to replace Hartnell in the Celestial Toymaker, Clubby. They were going to. Well, they didn't. And now they're bringing the Celestial Toymaker back. They were bringing him back for a Colin Baker episode called The Nightmare Fair. They did a novelized. They novelized that, but because of the strike or whatever was going on at the time that the episode, Colin got cut short. So, damn it. Colin got robbed. He really did. Poor old Colin Baker. Treated like shit by a piece of crap Michael Grade. What a scumbag. David, someone says, where? Alejandro says, David Warner was considered for the Fourth Doctor as well. He would have been a relatively younger guy then. He could do it. I mean, again, he wouldn't be the same as Tom Baker. And, of course, Tom Baker's so fantastic. I'm glad it turned out that way with him. But if it had happened, it wouldn't have been bad. It would have just been different because David Warner's a terrific actor. So, yep, Colin was fired over the phone. Michael Grade was a piece of garbage. But Tom, oh man, Tom just Tom brought it to the States. Tom made it so big in the States. I remember when they started announcing when we first started getting the Peter Davison episodes over here. They'd announced it, and it took a while. We were getting them immediately. But we knew, of course, there was a new Doctor, and it took us when we finally got Castrovalva after watching, Legopolis like 100 times waiting for it. I remember when I first saw it, again, I had not, at that point, we'd seen a couple of bootleg episodes of some Pertwee episodes. I don't think we got to see any Trout. I think there was bootleg episodes of an Unearthly Child that we got to see. There were really terrible copies. These PAL transfers to VHS. So, and a few episodes here and there, a few random episodes of the Pertwee episodes we got to see. So we were still just watching our tapes and recordings of Tom Baker over and over again is what we were subsisting off of. And then we got a copy of Castrovalva. I forget how we got it. They eventually started showing it over here, actually, on our PBS affiliates after after their initial run. And when they first started out, maybe around 80, I want to say 83 or something. Because in 83, we did get the Five Doctors 20th anniversary special. So that was around the time I think we started getting the Davison stories. And they did the Companions of Doctor Who USA branch did a documentary called Once Upon a Time Lord, and they went around the cons talking to fans about, it was the Doctor Who craze that had popped up for the past couple of years. And they showed a lot of women who were and previously a lot of these women liked Tristan Farnham, the character that Davison played on All Creatures Great and Small. So he was known in America because of All Creatures Great and Small. And they're saying, Tristan is the Doctor? No way. And there are a lot of them who love Tom Baker so much. These women were like, nah, I just don't like him. I had a lot of people in the Doctor Who, local Doctor Who fan club that would come to the comic shop all the time. They would come buy the books. We were selling a lot of Doctor Who merchandise at that point. We were getting, as much as you could get anyway. It wasn't like today where they got everything, but I got my Doctor Who, my Doctor Who TARDIS key that I still have on my keychain. That's where I got that. When we ordered it, we ordered those. Anyway, that's like 1982, 83. So the 20th anniversary year was pretty big. And people were complaining that, Tom Baker's gone. I don't want to watch this new guy. But I had kind of a different perspective on it personally. What fascinated me was the whole concept that I was talking earlier about regeneration. The whole concept of regeneration fascinates me. I just think it's brilliant. Matthew Pounder, what's up, buddy? So I couldn't wait to see it. And the reason why I love Davison from the beginning is so the whole pattern had been every time a new Doctor comes along, he's in direct contrast with the last one. You don't want to cast someone that looks or acts exactly like the previous one. It's kind of more fun to see him, with a new personality. Favorite Brigadier story? Well, oh man, Alejandro, I got to tell you, I really love Battlefield because I think that's actually a true Brigadier story. Where other ones he's just in it, and those Pertwee and even a couple of the Baker episodes, and even actually a couple. He was Colonel Lethbridge Stewart when he teamed up with the Doctor in Web of Fear and the Invasion. Great stories, by the way. So I don't know the one true Brigadier story. In other words, story that was that he was a larger picture and part in. Battlefield. I love Battlefield. Of course, I love a lot of Brigadier. I just love the Brigadier, man. I met Nicholas Courtney, by the way. Very nice man. I got nervous because we were in the elevator, and I just kind of waved at him and said, gave him the Vulcan salute or something. Said, live long and prosper. He says, thank you so much. He said, because I'm an idiot kid. It was 1985. I was 21 years old or whatever. Geek ass Doctor Who geek in New Orleans. I mean, what are you going to do? A lot of people stopped watching Doctor Who after Tom Baker left, Club. That's right. Oh, yeah. I know people all throughout it's anecdotal, I'm sure, but all throughout the 90s and or something, every time I would every time the subject of Doctor Who would come up with some people, like casual, normies who liked it and everything. Like you hear stuff like, "Oh, I used when I was a kid, I'd watch it with my dad, and they'll get scared, all that kind of stuff," and that's big memories to them and stuff. And then my dad said after Tom Baker left, he wouldn't watch it anymore. I've even known some young people say, "Without Baker, I can't watch it." I got a friend of mine. I got one or two friends that if it's not Tom Baker, they ain't watching it. Still to this day, even. Which that's not me at all. I like all the other doctors. Well, most of them, all the real ones. Web of Fears to Briggs debut story. Yes. Oh, he was promoted from Colonel in the Invasion? Wait, was he the Brigadier in Invasion? Okay. Thank you, Alejandro. I haven't watched Invasion in a while, but I appreciate it. People like it. Well, when you're in this chair, people love to correct you. I mean, I correct myself enough. But, I do appreciate that. Battlefield, Jean Marsh. Yep, Jean Marsh. Yep, Pertwee's wife. She played Sarah Kingdom. She was married to John Pertwee. Yeah. Do love the theme music written for Brigadier and Invasion. In the Invasion. Invasion's a great episode. 8 parts, and at least we got two of them animated. Alejandro, I bought the what's the deal with the VHS of that? It was 2 tape set, and of course, the 2 episodes that were missing had Nicholas Courtney doing the linking, like filling in the blanks for it, telling what happened in the episodes. I think wasn't it like episodes 1 and 2, or maybe not 2 and 4 or something? I don't remember. You probably remember. But I remember that's 8-parter, and I sat down and watched the whole thing. Then later, of course, we got them animated, which is nice. That's a great story, though. The Invasion. That scene somehow is scarier in black and white with the Cybermen walking through the streets, marching the big Cyberman army, walking through the streets. That's a great scene. A lot of Tom Baker covers here. Wow. All Tom Baker right here, just about. Doctor Who Weekly. Now, I had this issue for sure. And this one. And I think that one. Bloody hell, can't remember all the issues I had. Shit. There's a Doctor Who annual. Man, I bet those are not cheap now, I bet you. Kronos Goodwisen. I hope I said that correctly. Good to see you. 1 and 4. Thanks, D-Bud. Good to see you. So if we saw Doctor Who as adults as they came out, we might be wondering who is this Tom Baker clown is. Partly because in his first few minutes, he is dressed as a clown. That's true. That is absolutely true. And he also dresses as a Viking. Yeah. Best Doctor Who gateway for Raquel equals City of Death. I've thought about that one. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, R, T, and Z. I've thought about that, actually. But the thing is, she doesn't like watching anything out of order. She will, you know how much she loves Star Trek? And every year she watches it. I love you, Raquel, if you're out there listening. I love you anyway, if you're not, even if you're not. But she won't. She's been watching the all 735 in order every year. I was like, man, I can't do that. Every now and then, if I just feel like popping in Mirror Mirror or Sitting on the Edge Forever or whatever, even some Enterprise episodes that I love, I like to pop them in. It's like Doctor Who at random. I can watch a random Doctor Who. I can even watch a random Blake 7. But she doesn't do that. I'm working on her, though. You struggle with Colin Baker and McCoy. You know, I loved them. I mean, their stories, because it was the J&T era, there was some problems, I admit. But they both had some great episodes, especially Sylvester. In my opinion, anyway. That's true. Benedict Cumberbatch's mommy is in Time on the Ronnie. She was also on UFO. Yes, sir, Bob. Those World Distributors annuals had gorgeous covers, but the interiors were awful. Yeah. Matthew, do you have have a lot of those? They were nice covers. By the time I got some Dr. Annuals in the 80s, they were photo covers. The Master. Doctor Who Holiday Special. Somebody send me something? Oh, I thought somebody sent me something. Never mind. That's an IDW. Poo-poo on that. Damn it. Too big. Too small a cover. There you go. Revenge of the Ogrons. Plus, The Making of K9. Oh, boy. One of those things is not like the other. Meglos was weird. Am I wrong? There's Peter. I had this issue. Let's see. Used to, but most have been given the chair to the charity shops. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Alejandro says Sylvester McCoy said that a teenage Cumberbatch visited the set while they were filming and took a picture with McCoy in costume. Wow, cool. Kadami reached for the comment. Hey, Canadian Spider-Man, good to see you there, buddy. As everyone knows that he does what a Canadian spider can. Oh man, Roger Delgado, the master, would show up in the strangest places. I love him. Roger Delgado was the best. Alan says, have you ever ranked the masters? No, I have not. I could do it easily right now. I mean, it's just Roger Delgado is the master. Peter Pratt was okay for like the monstrous version of the master, and that was a Deadly Assassin, I think it was. And Jeffrey Beavers was another, scarred up version of the master in Keeper of Trunken, if I remember correctly. But I love Anthony Ainley. He's great as the man. I really do love him. I have nothing bad to say about him. He's a wonderful master. But I lean towards, and again, I really do. Anthony Ainley was wonderful. He was brilliant, in my opinion. But I do like Delgado just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. In that very opening scene, I mean, and Terror of the Autons, which is one of the greatest of all episodes, we get the first Master and we get the first, Joe Grant. Because I'm usually referred to as the Master. Yeah. So it says, I need to watch more Ainley Master. Well, see, Ainley Master, of course, is Logopolis, as you know, Castrovalva, Time Flight, The Five Doctors, and more than that, of course, The Five Doctors, Planet of Fire, and Survival. And he was great. Clobby, what's your favorite season of Doctor Who? Says Ironhide. Favorite season? Well, that's tough, man. Oh, that's a toughie. If I had to pick a favorite season of consistency, even though I love the classic show better, Eccleston's first season is almost perfect. I can't think of, there may be like one episode I don't care for, but most of them are really good. However, I think my favorite season as a season might be good Lord, it's tough. I think John Pertwee's second season might be my favorite. Although I do love Baker's season with the first season with Leela, starting with Face of Evil, and you had things like was it Face of Evil, you had Robots of Death, you had Talons of Wing Chiang. That was a good one too. The Philip Clinton, I really love the Philip Hinchcliffe era. Roger Delgado, indeed, the master, but Anthony was great. Yeah, I mean, I love them both. I love Roger Delgado's fantastic, man. And he did I think he got to play the part a little bit more, and he would have got to play more if he hadn't had that tragic accident. Drunk asshole taxi driver killed him. Richard Price would have made the great monster if the BBC had afforded him. There you go. RR, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, imagine Jeremy Brett, Sherlock Holmes, as Doctor Who. He was a great Sherlock Holmes, so he could be, if he played the Doctor. Now, he would have been a crusty old curmudgeon type of a Doctor. I don't know what kind of humor he would have brought to the role, but did you know that Jeremy Brett was actually on Galactica 1980? Yeah, on an episode of that? Yes, true. I'm trying to catch all the questions because I forgot to star them. There's a question up here. RR said, I saw Ian McKellen as King Lear down here. Sylvester McCoy played the fool. Absolutely brilliant performance. Mesmerizing. Yeah. Well, nice. Let's see. Yep. Two overcooked masters. Yeah, two overcooked masters before. Yeah. Then after Ainley, I don't count anybody. And look, was it man, you corrected me last week and I already forgot the guy that played him. Always forget his damn name for 2 seconds before he turned into John Sim. Someone will give it to me in the chat, I know. Let's see. Tim Curry would have made a great master as well, as he's considered. He was considered for the 90. Oh, yeah. Eric Roberts was horrible. Look, Eric Roberts is a fine actor and all that stuff. Oh, there we go. What do you think of Eric Roberts' portrayal as the man? I think he was horrible. Ezra, personally, not his fault. He's just not. That's not a character for him. I hate that pilot, to be honest with you. I hate the Fox movie. I love Paul McGann's fine, but when they start all that bullshit about half human and the Eye of Harmony being inside of the TARDIS is bullshit. It was on Gallifrey. I hate the way that gothic, stupid ass gothic looked at his TARDIS. I hate the fact that the Seventh Doctor walks out into a hail of bullets like an idiot to get killed. I mean, it sucked donkey dongs. Really freaking hate it. Magnus Greel's voice. Let the talons of Wing Chiang shred your flesh. I tried to do it low because I don't want to bust everybody's eardrums. Sorry about that, Matthew. But I do love the talons of Wing Chiang. The season I'm currently on, just finished watching Brain of Morbius a few hours ago. You know, an interesting fun fact about Brain of Morbius is that one of the best Doctor Who writers of them all, if not the best, was Robert Holmes. He wrote the original script for that, and Terrence Dix, who was script editor at the time, changed a lot of it, and he got pissed off at him, according to lore, and had him change the name. So you'll see it's written by the episode. It says written by Robin Bland. He wanted his name taken off, and that's the name he put on there, Robin Bland. The great Robert Holmes, who again was one of the best Doctor Who writers. Even wrote some great, like 7 episodes, or maybe 2 or 3. So Robert Holmes was not happy with Brain of Morbius, but I didn't know that as a kid, and it doesn't matter. I still love Brain of Morbius. I think it's a great one. I don't know why he hated it, but Derek Jacobi, thank you. He would have been great as the actual master, but John Sim, I'm not going to go into it again. I hate John Sim's master. He's just the Joker. Just running around acting like a fool. I mean, he probably was fresh off of watching Heath Ledger as the Joker and thought it would be funny to just be that. And I don't know. Tim Curry is very understated as an actor. Never choose the scenery, says Captain Finity. Best Doctor Who writer, absolutely Douglas Adams, no question. Douglas, I love him, but he wrote two of my favorite episodes, City of Death and Pirate Planet. And Shot is great, even though it's unfinished. At least they added some nice stuff to it. So really 3 episodes, and he was a script editor on the show, Finity. So it's tough to argue with that, but I think Robert Holmes wrote a lot more of it. But yeah, I mean, I won't argue with that. Douglas Adams was wonderful. I'm trying to think. Moffat, before he was taking over the show, used to be able to write. Alejandro says the 96 movie nearly gave us the voice of Disney princess as the main companion, Jodie Benson. The voice of Ariel was considered for Dr. Grace Holiday. Now, I love the lady that played her, Daphne Ashbrook. Terrific. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, I guess. But there's so many things that could have been. You know, before that, that stupid Fox movie was made. By the way, I love what the story Terrence Dix told. The BBC called him and Barry Letts, who was also one of the former producers throughout the Pertwee era. They invited him to a screening of the Fox movie, and they walked out with a look on their face. The BBC execs looking, uh-oh, and they did not like it. Yeah, I love the Brain. Ezra, I do love Brain of Morbius. Captain Finity says, let's see. Actually, yeah, volume of work should count for something. Douglas never really was into deadlines. No, but he was great. I mean, I miss that man. That man was wonderful. Douglas Adams was a treasure. I like the whooshing sound they make as they go by. There's recently a feature-length documentary about the making of the 96 film. Really? Look, yeah. McGann, I listened to some of his Big Finish plays. He's really good. I like that Night of the Doctor thing he shot. I don't blame him for anything. He was terrific in that stupid show, that stupid Fox movie. But I remember years before that came out, we American fans, mind you, were making fun of ourselves as Americans, saying, "Please God, don't let Americans ever touch Doctor Who." And we wouldn't. And I know it's hypocritical because, you know, we wouldn't mind if no one would mind if a British writer wrote a Star Trek episode. Obviously, there's, you know, Jean-Luc Picard with a British accent, but he was French, so you don't know what he was. No one would mind that. But they say that it would be taboo to let an American write a Doctor Who. Now, I don't think it's entirely true. The American can come up with a good story, but we would need a British person to help us with all the, you know, idioms and stuff. But we used to make jokes like, if America, just imagine if America got a hold of Doctor Who, and we used to make all kind of crazy jokes about what it would be like. You know, we exaggerated some of it. Well, Fox made it in conjunction with the BBC. It was cheap. It was just, anyway. So we used to make those jokes, and then they make that Fox film. We said there would be a lot of stupid violence in it. There was stupid violence in it. There'd be a lot of there would have some romantic crap involved. There was romantic crap involved. Apparently, when you hit the 8th regeneration, and that's what it is, not the 800th, Time Lord hits puberty. We said there would be a lot. Excuse me. There would be a lot of there'd be some dumb car chases. There were dumb car chases in it. Stupid jokes. There were stupid jokes. We called it. We also joked and said they'll probably get somebody like Tom Selleck to play the Doctor or whatever. Well, obviously that didn't happen, but you know. Doctor Who, but with an Uzi and a Colt 45. Yes. Doctor Who, you looking at? I like it. An American any less silly than a Rwandan? I don't know. But they cast Eric Roberts as the freaking master. But I will tell you this. Terrence Dix was so taken aback by it that right after that, or not too long after that stupid Fox movie. And by the way, I used to get all kind of shit from people for trashing that movie. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. That was just stupid. It was mostly just message boards or Doctor Who groups and stuff too. That like people, oh, so great, they loved it. People would not let you criticize that goddamn movie, but I hate it. But right after that thing came out, or not too long it came out, there was a book called The Eight Doctors by Terrence Dix. It was for the Virgin books that were had stopped printing, and they changed to BBC books with different types of covers as well. It's a book called The Eight Doctors. It's tough to get, but I've seen transcriptions online. I can't find my copy, which really annoys me. But I read it right when it came out, not too long after the Fox book, and it's Terrence Dix, and it's got the Eighth Doctor. He takes him on this journey where he goes back and he meets all of the other. And it has a short story with each of the other doctors. And he fixes everything in the stupid Fox movie. He explains it all, fixes it, puts it right. Not that anyone would care because it's a book, but you know. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, there were, yeah. The actors considered for the Eighth Doctor is fascinating to research. Tom Hanks, Jim Carrey, Kurt Russell, Harrison Ford, Robin Williams, Donald Sullivan. It sounds like the list for Superman back in the 70s. Those idiot Sal Kynes. RR says, hey, Clobberin, folks. What are people's thoughts about Neil Gaiman's episode Nightmare in Silver? Personally, I liked it, but interested to hear other opinions. You know, I got to say I didn't like it very much, personally, RR. I found it to be, but I don't know. I think it was a little self-indulgent. It's too much of the Dr. Clara crap for me. I'm not, look, I don't blame the lovely Miss Coleman. But the Dr. Sarah crap excuse me, not Sarah. The Dr. Clara crap did start with Matt before, it got worse with Capaldi. And I just couldn't. There was so much of that stuff in it. And I just thought it was kind of goofy. I did sort of like, not as much as everyone else, but I did sort of like Gaiman's other episode, The Doctor's Wife. Silly. It was ludicrous, but it was kind of fun. But I did not care for that episode much myself. But I understand you like it. That's cool. I mean, Rowan Atkinson was great as the Doctor in the Curse of the Fatal Death, but he would have been great in the series Doctor as well. Well, he was. He was pretty much, Yes, in fact, the Doctor Who Fox TV show was shot in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Also, they shot the same locations as the X-Files. That's right, yeah. Alejandro says, I got Earthshock vibes from Nightmare in Silver with futuristic soldiers fighting Cybermen. Yeah. Earthshock has the best ending of any Doctor Who episode ever because it has the death of Adric. Yee-hee. At the comic shop I was running at the time, I had a death of Adric party. I planned it like a week in advance because we knew it was coming. Spoiler, we were spoilered. We knew he was going to die, even though we hadn't seen it yet. And this was 83, whatever. We got the episode. And the local Doctor Who fan club was really pissed off at me. Screw them. They were a bunch of babies. Bunch of crybabies. Oh, you made fun of a fictional character dying. Shut up. Yeah, wait, yeah, whiny babies, you. Little space pussies. Yeah. What the hell? Wish you'd taken photos of your death match. Well, that was, I think somebody may have. I don't know. That was wow. I had a big banner up. We had popcorn and all this kind of stuff, and people came and showed up. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. One buddy of mine put this big poster up, says, "Goodbye, Adenoid. We won't miss you." Boy, they were really mad at us. They're like, they treated it like it was a big deal. We kind of broke it off with that group because they were a bunch of wiener heads. But yeah. Take a joke, Jesus Christ. But no, seriously, it is an effective death, though. I mean, it is actually, it's pretty poignant. And by the way, I was watching that. I think I have, that's the DVD, the Davison DVD set I have. And Matthew Watermouse is on there with them, and he seemed like a nice dude. He was an 18-year-old kid when he played Adric. He couldn't help being annoying, but quite frankly, there are far more annoying characters than Adric now, but back then I couldn't stand him. I got a friend of mine that loves Adric, and to this day, Adric tries to ask the question, why do you hate Adric so much? I said, I just do. We'll have to explain it for you. It's just annoying. Yes, the Doctor Who TV Fox movie was shot in Vancouver. They also used the same location. Oh, okay. Put it again. You put that one again, Ezra? Okay. The Matthew Pounder. I got you. The silent credits choked me up. I understand, Matthew. It was tough. Did you mean to call him Watermouse? Yes. Instead of I've called him Watermouse forever. Yes. I know it's not nice. He's a really nice guy, so it's a shame. Speaking of classic Brit TV, is anyone here a Mr. Bean fan, says Ironhead? Yeah. I mean, personally, I love Blackadder by Atkinson more than Mr. Bean. Not that should matter, but I do. Mr. Bean's hilarious. Yeah. Love it. It was a brilliant show. I don't think I didn't see the movie. Don't know if any of you saw the movie. There's Earthshock. I think. Or it's Attack of the Cybermen, probably. No, it's Earthshock. Maybe Attack of the Cybermen. What's the difference? Oh, that's a great cover. Doctor Who magazine. Yes. Adric's dead. And all of a sudden, Cybermen can fire their guns on the TARDIS when they're not supposed to be able to. The movies are a bit weird, but it's still. I haven't seen. They made some movies, but still, Ron Atkinson does what he does best. They made 2 movies, right? Did they make 2 movies of that? Of Mr. Bean? Can't remember. I can't remember. Oh, man. These covers to the Classic Comics mag are awesome, aren't they? Doctor Who Weekly. Well, here we go. This is the cover to the very first time Doctor Who comics saw print, quote unquote, in the States. Walt Simonson cover. It's Marvel Premiere number 57, collector's item issue. It's reprints, of course, of Dave Gibbons' Doctor Who. Great cover. That's a really great cover. I love that cover, though. Oh, yes. Bean in 1997, and then Mr. Bean's Holiday in 2007. Wow. The show was brilliant. Cushing Films 2. What do you mean, could not be reached? Are you asking something about the Cushing? Oh, okay. So I didn't like Adric because he always thought he knew better than the Doctor, sometimes to the point of betrayal. Yes, good point. The 80s Cybermen are the cyber design I'd most like to see in come back. Yeah, I those freaking ones in first of all, RTD retconned the goddamn Cybermen and he changed. They look like Ultron. I know it was before Age of Ultron, but they just looked like Ultron. And he changed them. They're not the ones from the Doctor Who. They're from another universe. I hated that shit. Just bring back, just do the same. RTD claimed to love the show so much. He said, no, it's not a reboot. This is a reboot. I love the old show. But he rebooted the damn Cybermen. I hate those episodes, the Cybermen episodes, they're good. It's a good story. I mean, it's well done, but it irritated me when I was watching that. Going, wait a minute. Another universe? This is not the origin of the Cybermen. Shut up, man. Oh, it aggravated the crap out of me. I want Mundas and I want all the stuff. I want all the stuff with Tella. I mean, just don't screw around with the origin, jackass. That's true, Matthew Penn. I was talking about that earlier. Harlan Ellison was a big Doctor Who fan. He wrote the foreword. Ezra says, I have it, Clobby. Have what? Oh, you have that comic? Oh, cool. I bought that when it came on the stands, too. I don't have it anymore, but Harlan Ellison wrote the foreword to the Pinnacle books. You remember we were talking earlier about the Target novelizations, not by the Target, the store, the Target publisher of the Doctor Who novelizations from the from the 80s when it started coming out over here. But an American company, I think it was an American company called Pinnacle, did some of those with different covers, cruddy covers, in my opinion. But they opened with a foreword by Harlan Ellison, and at a con, talking about how at a con he insulted a bunch of Star Wars and Star Trek fans. He said, Star Trek is, he says, Star Wars is obscure as drivel. Star Trek will turn your brain into pure back-guano. And Doctor Who is the greatest science fiction show of all time. He said that in front of an audience, according to him, and he made fun of the people that were all bitching at him or whatever. I don't know. I love Harlan, but man, he could exaggerate. Revenge of the Cybermen head appears in Dalek. Yeah, it does. Cool. It does. That's right. Dalek's a great one. Tomb of the Cybermen is still one of my favorite serials. Me too. Could not be reached. Love it. Meaning Mondas was still a thing in New Who. Yeah, I just didn't like what RTT did. I mean, to the Cybermen. Ezra says, I didn't like Tegan. She was always trying to upstage the Doctor, Clubby. Yeah, she was I don't know. I kind of liked her a little bit for a while, and then, I don't know. She could be really annoying, too. At least she was kind of good looking. She was annoying. Nyssa was sweeter. Perry was sweeter. Iron Hyde says Harlan claims he's the reason why there's no more Daisy BB gun ads in comic books. Respect the man, but sometimes he went a little wacko with his politics. He did. He was nuts with his politics, and I love him. I only met him the one time. He was nice to me, but I love the guy. I loved him on Sci-Fi Buzz with Harlan Ellison is watching. That was just such a good time. I think you can still find those on YouTube where he had a commentary about everything going on, including comics and all kind of other stuff. He was a big comics fan. Harlan Ellison, huge comics fan. And, yeah, he was great. I mean, look, we need firecrackers like the Harlan Ellison types, the Christopher Hitchin types in the world. They're nuts. Or they'll just say any damn thing. So you thought Tegan was oddly attractive when she was possessed by the Mara? He did. Ironhide, I loved when he did the Death of Superman commentary, and when he talked about Spawn. Oh shit. Hello, Doctor. Hello, Doctor. Hello, Doctor. Doctor. Oh, yeah, this is the annual I had, I think. Oh, yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I had this damn annual. 82 annual, yes. And maybe the 83 one as well. RR says, Tomb of the Cybermen is a great story. I love the novelization. Yes, they say that Matt Smith, when he was first given the role, was given a bunch of Troughton episodes and some other stuff. I guess I don't know what other episodes, but He watched Tomb of the Cybermen and went nuts for it. He loved it. He based a lot of his doctor on Troughton. He loved Troughton. Ezra, I watched Tomb of the Cybermen last night, Clobby. Well, you know what? I need to fire that up and watch that one again soon, too. I might watch Invasion soon. I know that's a long one. But the annual that announced Davison as the 5th Doctor. Is that what it is? Well, by the time we got it, it was already out. Already late, though. Wow. I wish I still had that sucker out. It may be buried somewhere, but I doubt it. I think it got lost in one of the floods or one of the hurricanes. Yeah, Ellison passed. It's been 2018 now. Wow. That's sad. The funniest rant he did on the show was about women in sci-fi. Harlan was a hippie and a supporter of feminism and all that, but he wasn't above taking pot shots at what he felt was lazy writing. He would, if Harlan Ellison were still around right now, because that was at a time when a lot of that shit was going on, and he was getting old, and he was commenting on stuff. I mean, he'd just say some messed up stuff just to piss people off. Man, he would the woke crap, and his politics are nothing like mine. He is very far lefty, but that doesn't mean he would like any of the woke crap. I know he didn't, because he liked to say whatever the hell he wanted to say, and he didn't care who he pissed off. The way it should be. Had this one. Had this one too. Had this one. Oh, this is the other annual I had. Hey, dude. Shall I add you, or do you want to add?
Hello. Just getting my headphones set
What's
up.
up, man?
Hey, I've been lurking for a bit. Got a big project due this week, so.
Oh, I got you.
You know,
it's good to see
such
you.
a pain when you just can't hang out on YouTube and you got to do work.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know. That's where I live.
I need a TARDIS so I can go back in time and give myself more time to
You
finish.
do
it.
indeed.
I'll call Captain Infinity.
You do indeed. He said Ellison would go nuclear on all the current stuff. I think he would, yes. And do you remember when the charity song Doctor in Distress came out between Colin and Baker Street? Yes, I do. It's pretty cringy, but it's kind of funny. It's cringy. Jesus. Yeah, this is the other annual I had. God, I wish I still had this one. Man.
We need Retro Dickie around, or Captain Mew, as he's now going by.
Is he? Is he? Captain Mew?
Yep.
I've seen Retro in forever. How's he doing?
Yeah. I see him on Twitter all the time, but all his posts, but haven't talked to him in a long time. But yeah, he has, I think, almost every Doctor Who book, right? Every Target.
Oh, he has
book.
all the books.
Doesn't he have every book, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got an incredible Who collection, yep.
Oh, yeah. No question about it. Boy's got some stuff, man. Boy's got some stuff now.
A lot of toys, figures, you name it.
Yeah.
Retro had it. Yeah.
I had a lot. I had a lot of these Doctor Who weeklies. Good Lord, they would send them over here. Damn it, it's too small. There we go.
Were they tough to get over here? You said they sent them over.
We would get them. I mean, again, they had the distribution wasn't that bad because the craze started when when Tom Baker episodes started hitting really well, like in 81, 82, 83. We started getting them over here. We get like in bulk in packs or something where we could sell them. And it wasn't like we were getting them on our newsstands or anything like they did over there, obviously. But we were getting them from distributors. They were being distributed over here, just like Titan albums were. Yeah,
in the bigger cities you can get them, I'm sure too. Yeah, the bigger areas. Yep.
Yeah. Why is there a bike on the cover of that one? Because there was a magazine that they advertised to kids a lot, I guess. Oh, yeah.
Remember the comic book? This, what was it? The Schwinn bicycles? What was the Marvel comics? Yeah, like every.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like that. Had this one, and I had a bunch of them. And it wasn't no 12 pence because it was more than that for us. But they weren't too bad. We were getting them from I can't remember who our distributor was at that point. It's been so long. But the show was huge. We were getting a lot of there was a company. I think it was the Companions of Doctor Who had a distributor of Doctor Who merchandise. We were getting Doctor Who merchandise independent of where we got our comics from.
Okay.
I
really like the previous one. They had to transfer. That meant that was a poster. or not a poster, a T-shirt. You could iron on a T-shirt. I think that previous cover. They don't do that anymore. I don't think, but
I don't
that was
think
classic back in the day. Yeah.
Wow, this was the first one that became Doctor Who Monthly. It was Doctor Who Weekly before that. It's number 44. Man, I don't think I had that one. Dang. Wowzer. God, these old covers, though. I love them.
Yep.
And they all had comics. I've been talking about comics. We talked about the Target books for a while, too, though. Yeah. And look, a new logo. The Cybermen are back. Definitely had that one. I think.
My High Comics.
Yep. Oh man, they probably
yeah.
they're probably sitting on tons of these. I'd say they're sitting on tons of these.
Yep.
So cool stuff. Let's see. You Muslim uncle, what's up, dude? I think I said a little before.
Well, it's fun. You know, you're a fan of a show. You get the. I used to get all the Star Trek communicators, or what they kept changing the name of it, but
yeah, oh yeah.
That was your only way to get info. I mean, there was no interwebs back then, so.
Wasn't it called before that? It was Communicator. What was it called? Was it Fan Club?
Star Trek. Yeah, it was a Star Trek Fan Club, and then it changed to Star Trek Communicator, and then it changed the name again, and then it went to newsstands. And there actually is still a magazine being published in Britain, actually, on Star Trek, but of course we don't sub to it. But
no, of course, because it's filth. It's filth. I don't anyway. You might secretly do it, but
no, I don't. But yeah, and it was fun. You got all the patches and fan club, stuff, and for Doctor Who too. You get all the inside news. It was the only way to get it back then. I mean, and he loved it. I couldn't wait to get those magazines in the mail. Yeah.
You want to win a Kodak extra camera to be won?
Yeah.
Look at
that. Wow. Don't they know everyone has one on their cell phone? They don't need cameras anymore.
I don't know. Why didn't they know that? Best omnibus for Doctor Who comics and cheapest way to get them. I actually been looking into that. Right now, I'd check with I would actually look into my comics is crap. mycomicshop.com. You might see what they have, because they carry not just comics, they carry some of the. There are a lot of the. Let's see, trades. See if I can go back and look at some of those.
What was the comic book trade website that you always tell me about that had only trades, or what was it? Only
in stock trades. They don't have anything like that. Though.
They won't have anything.
I don't think they have those. No, but because there are some. Let's see, trades that are called classic con. Well, not. I mean, there's some. Let's see. There's one. Let me see if I can find one. They got a bunch of filth in here. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
This will be one, for example. Trades like these Titan books, stuff like that, I think. Oh, here's one. Okay. These are different. No big pictures of them. Okay, this is an example. They did these quote unquote graphic novels.
Oh, In Stock Trades actually has a bunch of them.
They have a bunch of these?
Let me see. I'm on a different. Got two windows open. No, they're more.
Oh,
no, it's
IDW.
newer ones. Yeah, they got the. It looks like all newer stuff. Yeah, I was just figuring I'd check In Stock Trades while you were checking.
They might have. What do they have? IDW.
It looks like IDW. Yep. Christopher Eccleston. Of course, there's one of 97 pages.
Doctor Who. Let me see this. Doctor Who, quote unquote.
Oh,
they call, huh?
Oh, they got Tom Baker.
Yeah, IDW did a bunch of those. I would say, I'll look into it. Your Muslim uncle. I think if you try but if you try Lone Star, comic, comicshop.com, or that was mycomicshop.com, they probably carry some of that stuff. And yes, I agree, Matthew Pounder. Alan Moore, David Lloyd did do some good stories for the backups of those, including Alan Moore did one called Soul of a Cyberman. Remember that one? Yeah. So I have that somewhere. Lone Star Comics. Yes, it's mycomicshop.com. It is run by Lone Star. I've been to a couple of Lone Stars in Dallas. Those were good shops. And they just about have most things, you know. But yeah, they're like, if you're talking about, they're not omnibuses. I don't think they're any omnibuses in that sense, but they're quote unquote compilations or graphic novels, if you will. And you know that shop, that site where we usually read comics off of, they don't have a lot of they're missing a lot of Doctor Who stuff. I mean, a lot of Doctor Who comics are not. Some of them are on there, but not much. I was shocked, actually. And this looks like IDW. Crap. IDW is starting to do something. Oh, okay. They might be starting to reprint some of these. Let's see. Doctor Who Classics.
I also put in the link
IDW.
for in stock trades too with the Doctor Who search. So you can, it's always good to shop around if you see one you like. But it looks, like you said, it looks like it's different compilations. It's not one big omnibus. Yeah.
There's also a site called cheaptradepaperbacks.com. I don't know if they have anything or not. I haven't checked them in a while. Or maybe cheapgraphicnovels.com. One of the two.
I hate looking at these sites because then I want to just buy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, especially freaking oh, there's that Death's Head with the TARDIS. Remember Death's Head?
Yep.
In stock trades, cheaptradepaperbacks.com or cheapgraphicnovels.com. One of those two. But yeah, Death's Head met the Doctor. Dear, oh dear. But these are like, this is an anthology one here, but it's got a bunch of the old stories reprinted. Man, what's all this filth? Get this filth out. Get this filth out of here. Get what with bloody filth all over the place. That's nasty. Now that's more like it. Remember Frobisher? He was great. There he is. That's Frobisher. See, he should have been in a Frobisher should have been in a new one. Alejandro says, were any Doctor Who toys available to purchase in the U.S. during the 80s and 90s? Next to none. I remember a couple of the Daypal figures make it over here because I remember buying one at I went to a con that was mostly Doctor Who oriented. I think that's where I got it anyway. The Daypal, they're the ones that are really crude figures. I still have my Sylvester McCoy Daypal. I had Ace. I gave that to my daughter a long time ago. I still have a Dalek and a Cyberman. And I think I sent my Tom Baker one. I sent my Tom Baker one to my good buddy Michael French because he has the greatest toy collection ever. I think as dumb as the Daypal toy is, he's gotten into Doctor Who a lot now, and I wanted him to have it. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's terrible. They're not great figures, but they're cool. So no, there was nothing toy wise. No, not back then.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything.
No, the merch we got Jelly Babies every now and then. We got the books, the magazines. We've got I got my TARDIS key that I still have in my pocket. It's been on every keychain since 1982 that I've ever had. I still have it. The Arrowhead one that was like the Tom Baker one. We had posters, that kind of stuff, and we had. Oh, I have a piggy bank tin that they had a Tom Baker one and a Peter Davison one. I never got I couldn't find the Tom Baker one. I think we sold it from the shop. But I still have my Peter Davison one. I have a ceramic TARDIS I got. For the most part, it was slim pickings.
Yeah, I don't remember
Bobby.
much. Yeah.
The Sixth Doctor story, Voyager. I've seen it. John Ridgway, Grant Morrison, Jane Delana, but I don't. I've seen that. Oh, there we go. This one. I'm sure he's not meeting the Starship Voyager, but yeah.
Is Neelix in that one? Just kidding.
Yes. Shame the Daypal figures are the only 3/4 scale Who figures. Yeah. They're not that great, but still. D. Bud Martin says, only toy-like things I saw in the early 80s were the lead miniatures for the FSA role-play. Yeah, I did see those.
Oh, yeah. Those
Screwdrivers. Cool. Never saw those. Frobisher should be in the 60th anniversary. Frobisher should be, but he won't. What?
Well, no, I have, but everything I have is from 2005 and on, I think. I don't think I
don't have any figures.
I have Sonic screwdrivers and figures. And
thanks to my great buddy Michael French, I have one of those new Doctor Who figures. Apollonie's Minion, good to see you, my dear.
Hell, Apollonie's
I hope the pupper's okay. He sent me one. I remember I'm still touched by it because it was so nice of him. It's a Pertwee figure with the TARDIS, one of those new ones from the Monster of Peladon, I think. And they have some great figures. It's just a rabbit hole I could not.
No, they do some nice.
Oh,
really
I could never.
Nice,
I could never afford that. All those things that all those. It's crazy.
And what's nice is they have a lot of sets for Doctor Who. So I have a really cool Cyberman set with Tennant, and it's I never took it out of the box, but it's like 4 figures together. It's just really well done.
Well, I was blown away when he said that to me, man. Because because that's
you just got it, or
it was a couple years back. It was
okay.
very cool of him. Michael
very
Watson.
nice. Yep.
It's a good friend. And now again, those just are amazing. Yep, Frobisher should be. No, I don't want Frobisher anywhere near this new drivel. Poor old Froby. The whiffadil who likes to look like a penguin. Did you ever read any of these old comics?
No, I've read a few of some of the newer stuff, but nothing old. Yeah.
There's Frobisher and Perry. And then that Doctor Who, not Doctor, that Torchwood Children of the Earth. Peter Capaldi played a character named Frobisher. Yeah, did you ever see that? By the way, Children of the Earth.
Then who was that? That was
the Torchwood.
Oh yeah. That was the third
Torchwood
series.
miniseries. It was the third.
Yeah, third. Yeah, but that one wasn't very well received, if I'm remembering.
Huh?
That one series wasn't very well received. I think that third season, people don't really like that.
Well, that was.
I thought it was
the second
okay,
season sucked. It was the fourth one, and everyone. Hey, that was Miracle. Something or what was that? Torchwood Miracle Day.
Oh, okay, that's something.
I couldn't even finish watching that crap.
I know one of them. Yeah, it was really.
I liked the first season of Torchwood. I didn't like the second season much at all. I like Children of the Earth, but it was a brutal. The ending is just disturbing, man. Holy crap! But it did have that scene in the beginning. There was a scene in one of the early episodes, and he got blown to smithereens. They were destroying Torchworld, and Captain Jack got blown to smithereens inside the. And they buried him in the earth. They just buried under the building of the blown up Torchworld.
They can't die.
Torchwood, and he was in pieces, and he reassembled.
Yeah.
It's like disturbing, dude.
The face of Bo.
Yep, because he can't die. And just like there was one episode of Torchwood where he got buried.
He does die eventually.
He ended up back in the past. I know.
Yeah.
He ended up back in the past, like 2,000 years in the past. And one time, he got buried in a coffin and kept dying over and over again until someone pulled him out in the 18th.
That was horrific.
1,000 years later. Hey, Paula, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, she had a tug of war with Simi, the pupper. Played tug of war.
Oh,
and
no.
She lost a tooth and broke another tooth. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, those are sad.
Poor pupper. Sorry about that, Apollo. That's a shame. Yeah. But it was fun looking at all these old comics. Like I said, they've been doing comics for it's got the right logo. I can't believe it. It's got the right logo. See, the IDW is reprinting some of these, so that's cool. But they've been doing comics for Doctor Who as long as they've been doing comics for Star Trek. I mean, Star Trek, they started in like as I said at the top of the show, in '64, right after the Circuit one. So, in one form or another, every Doctor had comics. Would you like a jelly baby? I remember when I saw this came out, I really didn't even know what the damn show was. But I think I bought it.
No. I'm like, what is this? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Walt Simonson cover. But that's the first time they've ever been printed in America. Of course, it was reprints. Then there was an issue of Power Man and Iron Fist where they teamed up with a gentleman called the Professor to fight these things that look sort of like Daleks. Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I like that cover. Hi, George. I think I called it. Oh, there it is. Look at that cover. How can the Doctor save the city of the cursed? Oh, there's another cover. Boy, these ain't cheap now, by the way.
Oh, they're not?
Oh,
Well, that's the Marvel Premiere ones, right?
The Marvel Premiere. I didn't know they're reprints. These are some expensive ass reprints.
Doesn't matter, right? Yeah.
I don't know if you.
And of course, you could probably get them in a dollar bin back in the day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
20 years ago. But.
Then this was pretty cool. They started doing these reprints, and then with like a high, quality paper format. And I bought this
Baxter
for a long
paper.
time. Yeah. I think it was Baxter or one of those types of formats.
Yeah, or better quality. Yeah.
But yes, yes, sir.
Not if you're a fan, it's you can only get so much, especially Doctor Who is a niche, Hey, you can be a Doctor Who fan, but you gotta admit it's a niche audience. I mean, it hit it big with Tom Baker in the States, but not big, but it's all relative too. I mean, it was doing well, but it wasn't, as big as Star Wars or Star Trek or.
But it was pretty big phenomenon here. Wes Cagle, what's up, sir? Good to see you, Wes. My goodness.
So you didn't get the merch and the as much stuff as you'd gotten, and then when the reboot and I shouldn't say reboot, continuation in 2005 really took off big in terms of the mainstream and merchandise, and of course now with with the internet and you could sell a lot of stuff, and of course conversely today when you go to cons there's not a lot of Doctor Who stuff anymore either, unfortunately.
No,
or fortunately.
No, there isn't. To answer your question, was it Ironhide? I don't think Brian Bolland ever did any Doctor Who stuff, but don't quote me on that because he wasn't working for Marvel at the time when that was going on. He was working for Titan. I think he may have been working, and then he worked for DC, of course. So I don't think he did some sample art for Doctor Who, says Matthew. I know he didn't do any comics though, or interiors. He's so slow. But they had these beautiful wraparound covers on these reprints. This one, don't tell Steve I said that, because he doesn't like Dave Gibbons, but I like Dave Gibbons. Free Fall Warriors. I don't think I know that one, Ezra. You'd have to enlighten me on that one. Bolin did 3 pages of a strip, but it was never published. Thank you. Could not be reached. I'd never heard about that. Okay. So I don't know what that one is there, Ezra, but I do know Alan Moore, of course, did some stories, but not Doctor stories. Well, he was sort of in it, but it was like he did a Cyberman story. So, but I love this these Gibbons comics. And I already showed Abe Slumdak. That's right. Did you ever see Abe Slumdak?
No.
You can find samples online of Brian Bolland Doctor Who. Well, let me just take a look at that thing. Sounds like a plan to me. I would love to see that. We'll get out of here in a second, but let's see.
I do get new comics, but you want to save it for next week, or
well, no, we can do it. No, that's all right.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Who's up for making fun of Mark's new comics? I'm just kidding.
Set
There you go.
myself up for that one.
Wow. Hang on a second. That's bowling? Jesus. Well, shite. Let's see, from Shinola. All right. Let's look at Boland's Doctor Who. Okay, there you go. So Brian Boland's Lost Doctor Who spec strip. Wow, he was really kind of man. It's
That's
got
interesting style.
Romana.
For
Yeah, it's not. Oh man, if you'd showed me this in
I'd never
October with
recognized
Boland, I
that.
wouldn't have recognized it. Kind of a Ridgeway look to it. Kind of a not Gibbons necessarily, but very good. Oh man, I would love to see him draw
flat.
Doctor
It's
Who.
more flat. Yeah.
I'd love to have seen that. Is that the only one? It's got to be. Is there another one?
Well, they said it's a spec strip, so I guess it's probably not. Maybe it's just that panel. Or you get the whole strip. Let's say you can order it, I guess. Yeah.
Let's see. There's another page right here. All right, some more right there.
That's good art. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oops. No. There you go. Very cool. Man, doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't really look much. Well, this page looks a little bit more like the style, but this right here. But yeah, this is nice. That would have been nice if it happened.
Why did they cancel? Like, get canceled, or what does it say here?
It was a tryout, I guess. Looks like. Brian Drew. He was doing.
And he colored them, and they colored them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think he was doing some other book at the time. Drew 3 Doctor Who pages, one previously published originally. So I was only half right. He never had any published, but he did draw some. So I hate to say it, but technically I was right, but I wish I was wrong because I wish this had been published. But he did draw some of these things. That's cool.
Good find there, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Could that be Reese? And was it whoever asked the question first? Thank you all. Oh, Ironhide asked, and Ezra talked about. Ezra talked about Freefall. Matthew Pounder, so he just did the sample art, and yep, you guys, what a team! Judge Dredd versus the Daleks would have been a killer Boland, yeah. So wow, there you go. So you want to go ahead and embarrass yourself?
Yeah,
I mean,
make fun of me now.
Just kidding. All right, everybody.
I got thick skin.
Now for we'll finish out with Mark's bi-weekly comic
Graphic
picks.
comics. We need to come up with a video for this. Task Raquel with
Mark's
crappy
Mark's
comics.
masochism. Yeah.
So this is Captain America number 2.
Cap. Yeah. Oh wow.
That's actually a pretty decent cover, I think.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
It's all right, I guess.
I mean, of course, we've been beaten down by. So that's, hey,
yeah.
is it uber great? No, but it's passable.
I read the first issue. I might read the second one. I mean, because it's just Krasinski, but I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Stick to Babylon 5. I don't trust him on comics. He's great on Babylon 5, but I'll never trust him on comics again. Ever will. Yeah.
Their bat?
What in the bloody hell?
Well, it's supposed to be an October comic, so it's a Tombstone, but it's just They're just not framing that correctly. Should be like a 3/4 angle. Or
Okay.
Hungry Boy's not here, unfortunately, but yeah, we could.
I haven't seen him in
torture his eyes
decades.
there.
He doesn't see us anymore.
Here's Detective Comics. That's 1075 Legacy. It's.
I
mean,
know
is
it's
it
Halloween.
good?
It's Halloweeny. I
Halloween.
get it.
It's all right. It's just not. It's not. Is it really good? I'm like, I can say, oh, that's horrible, but it's not. Yeah, it doesn't say, oh wow, that's great. And the Superman's been following the same theme lately. This is 1058.
Dark Mirror. Secret Identity Part 1. They've already done a book called Superman Secret Identity. Panic at the Parade.
Yeah, so they've got 2 backing features. So this is a pretty. Oh no, they're 2 books stuck together. I was gonna say it's.
Are there?
No, I was gonna say I was like, it's a double-sized book. I grabbed 2 books.
Dawn of DCP.
That's another. It's all right. I'm just gonna say it's okay. It's too dark for my taste for Superman, but.
Have you been reading it? Start?
Nah, I got to start up again on that one. This has been really good. Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. So I'm getting these. I met David Crowlinson. There's a TV show coming out on this, I think, on Netflix.
J-Man reviewed that Superman book. Says could not be here. Anyone? If you're interested in knowing about that Superman book, J-Man, my buddy, he's got reviews of it.
Yep.
Eric Crowd. So this is a good one, huh?
Yes, it's been pretty good. Yep. It's fun stuff. Yeah, it's like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer a little bit, or it's just interesting stuff. Yep. And it's just have some fun. Yep.
Yep.
Like the Abe Lincoln one. Yeah.
What balls she created that? Said Alejandro. You met the guy who created this, and I think you saw about that one.
This one, David Crowlinson. Yep.
David Crowlinson. You met him at the con, right?
Yeah, he was very nice. They signed his book, no charge, so which was great. Here we go with Steve Mitchum. Looks like he's been really working out. It looks like an Alex Ross type.
It does look Alex Ross-ish.
I don't know if
I don't know if it is
Alex Ross.
But it's not a bad cover.
It's all right. I mean,
that's all right.
But it's nothing classic like, oh god, this is great. Yeah.
No.
And this is not good at all.
Yeah. That's not good.
The tones are too dark. Come on, with Batman with vultures and
what in the holy hell?
It kind of looks like Wolverine there a little bit. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I saved what I think the best 2 for last. And even the art is not great on that one, but in terms of the drawing.
Why are they on indoor? They're just
doing
Return of the Jedi.
They're doing anything to make money.
Das Wolfen. Oh yes, 40th
Das Wolfen.
celebration of Return of the Jedi. Yeah, it is the 40th anniversary. I understand.
Alternative covers so I only buy one.
Right, it is the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, so I'll buy I won't buy 2 of these, but I'm sure people are buying all the special covers. So I'm just picking the one cover I think that looks
right. I got you.
Semi decent.
I stand under. No, I get
it. yeah. So I got that one because of course I like Jedi. So, and then this is Avengers, and I thought this was pretty good.
That's actually an interesting cover. It looks like sort of an Adams type look to it, or more of an Adamsy kind of a buckler look. I don't know. That's a pretty good cover.
See?
Who did that?
Let's see who did this.
Probably nobody I know. There's a signature right there. Is it? Lionel Castellian. Okay, I don't know who he is, but but the interior of the book doesn't look. But the interior of that book doesn't look like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll open it up, but I don't think.
Wait a minute, it's got the real Avengers in it. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So they're not a wraparound cover.
That's why I liked it. I don't know. I got to open it up. But that's why I picked it. I think I picked it as an alternative cover. But yeah, it's got classic.
Okay, it's probably got modern shite in it. Although Miss Marvel didn't have pants like that.
No.
I bet those ninnies in editorial.
And she
I know.
also
I was
needed the
thinking.
midriff to show.
I thought a little Ordway there, but then I thought again, it's not really. The faces aren't very Ordway though, Matthew. But he says, "Bet it's all AI created." Could be, but see, I bet the ninnies in Marvel editorial made him put pants on Miss. At that point, Miss Marvel, which is what she is.
Well, she was Ms. back at the time.
Oh, sorry, Ms.
Miss. Come on.
Ms. This.
Get your Mrs.
That,
right.
that's
It is a wraparound.
Okay.
Well, that's why I did buy it.
All right,
Then.
it's okay.
Here, let me see if I take these other ones out and then I can fit that on there.
That's a pretty nice cover. It's all right. Yeah, it's cool. Likeable cover.
Yeah, that's a throwback. That's a throwback.
Again, yeah, it's
Mockingbird, War Machine. Yeah, no, I like that. I'd make a nice poster. I mean, would I buy that as a poster? As a kid, I would probably buy that as a
how.
poster.
All right, give us a taste of how bad the interior looks. You can't really
let's see
show
what
it for
the
long, but
Yeah. Let's see what they say about who's on the cover here. Twilight Dreaming. Variant cover artists. Okay. Yeah, Leno Castelli. That's why I bought that. That's why I bought that one. And let's see what the art looks like.
yeah, but
Modern-y.
which characters are in it is what I'm. I mean, in other words, we're not. See.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they got her old.
It's Warbird. It's Warbird.
Yeah, they got her old costume. In other words, are they going through old parts of the DC Marvel history?
Yeah, let's see.
What the hell's that? Yeah.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
That's Black Panther. It's not drawn well.
No.
I'm just trying to skip. But
There she is.
yeah,
She's
well, it's a
Warbird.
Warbird. Wow. And God, I love the Thunderbirds. She was in the Thunderbirds. It was great. But yeah, this is just not good. I mean, they got the right costume, but that's just not good art. I mean, it's just
Not particularly, no.
I mean, I can read it, but it's so modern-y.
Not my bag.
Oh, they finally bought the stickers back. You get your free digital copy. Well, for a while you had to send in a picture of the cover. People were complaining.
Oh.
We get a free digital copy. But look how.
Not that you want it. Yeah, this sucks. Ah, well, the cover's nice.
Kang is back.
Stuart Eminem is gone. Did Eminem do this one?
Let's see who was the cover for
it's Eminem.
CF Villa.
Yeah.
And cover artist Stuart Eminem, but this is not. This is the variant cover, so.
Yeah, this is the variant cover.
Kudos to this variant.
That's
cover.
Eminem didn't do the interior though. That's somebody else.
Yeah.
He did the regular cover, but this is this guy I've never heard of. But yeah, again, the cover's kind of cute. And other than that, man, it's just even though Miss Marvel has pants.
But if we could get interior art that looked sort of like that, that would have been nice.
It would have been, and with those characters in it, you know.
Yeah.
Although, why is Doc Strange in the Avengers?
I don't know. Was he ever in the Avengers?
They just told him to put a bunch of people on there that were.
I don't remember Doc Strange being in the Avengers. Was it?
Maybe later in some crap we didn't read, or I didn't read anyway.
Yeah.
All right, D Bud, take it easy, brother.
Night, D Bud. Yep. So.
It's a cool cover.
But overall, it's like one or two good ones out of. And of course, the Jedi almost doesn't count because it's just like we're gonna do Return of the Jedi and throw it on the cover. So
yeah, I mean, that's not that great of art either.
No, it's not great.
It's probably should just use a photo at that point.
Yeah, it's not that great. When I look at it, especially look at the line work and the details.
Yeah, it's not too good.
I mean, it's all right, but it's not. Yeah.
And they got Ewoks in it. Ugh.
Oh, Ewoks are tasty.
Yeah.
They're taste better than pork.
Ewok clam pizza.
Don't ruin my pizza. Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, there you go. There you go. That's our bi-weekly Mark's comics segment, which is fun for the
Yeah,
comics talk.
make fun of Mark. Yep.
Somewhere Mark C is making fun of him.
Yep. I got my run going. Let's give me the runs. I'm joking. I still got my runs going.
There you go. Here you go. So, well, everyone, I tell you what, I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate it. I know we didn't do much. We just talked a little Doctor Who. Let's see. Future plans for the Doctor Who Monday. I mean, it's Wednesday. Can I have it ready by then? I think I will. Wednesday night, which of course is wild card and a Doctor Who. I'm going to, just as last year, I ranked the intro stories. In other words, the first story of each Doctor. And of course, I also I ranked the Christmas specials. Well, I'm going to rank the outro stories of Doctor Who. If you know what I'm saying, the last story of each doc.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, because just and then the week after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Oh, see you, Alejandro. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I see you have proper Doctor as your avatar, Clobby. Thank you. Yes, Das Wooden. Thank you. Wolfen, I certainly do. The real Doctor. He says, you may be a doctor, but I'm the Doctor. The definite article, you might say. God, he was the best. I mean, I love them all. I mean, I love all the real ones, you know. Pertwee was great, too. Do you have a favorite Doctor?
Well, it's got to be Tom Baker.
He's the one you started with also?
Yeah, that's one I started with. But it's got Tennant is amazing too. Eccleston was good. I mean, they've been good, and I mean they're all. There's no one I don't like except the one who's not really the Doctor.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah. I mean, look,
Tennant I think really hit a high point, and he benefited from probably the best stories I think in the continuation. Eccleston had some good stories too, I think. But
Alejandro, you might be onto something, but I'm not neither confirm or deny that one. But yeah, Eccleston was great. Actually, like of those new ones, I love Smith the most. One of those weirdos because most people love Tennant the best, but I love Matt Smith. I mean, he just comes across feels like a Doctor. So yeah.
But then he had some of his the writing on some of his shows started to go.
Yeah, no, boy, the 11th hour is so great, and then
there's some great stuff. Oh yeah,
and then the Day of the Doctor.
I want to get some fish sticks and custard right now, but it's kind of after midnight.
True, I would like some of that myself.
And Amy Pond's introduction in that episode.
Would you like a jelly baby? Yep. He had jelly babies. Yep. I think he had jelly babies a couple of times, didn't he? I think. I see you've been doing the TARDIS up a bit. Did like it. Yeah, I think. Well, I do love Logopolis now, but no, I got to tell you, End of Time I don't like. I mean, a lot of people love it. I hate the End of Time, Alejandro, but I'm gonna get into that Wednesday. I spoiled it enough for you. But as far as the order, you know, there are a bunch of last episodes. You know. I mean, you know, final Doctor episodes. The Doctor Who I think is Tom Baker, the one from when I was a kid, says Wes Cagle. I hear you.
What about the one we shall not name's last episode? Because then that's our last episode. Is that going to help you rate it more highly?
It doesn't count. It's not Doctor Who.
It doesn't count. Yeah,
if it's chibi garbage, it ain't Doctor Who. It's Timeless Children. You know, R2D's not going to erase the Timeless Children, so he can suck it. And he'd like that. In his case, he could not suck it.
And Doctor Who, it's so easy to erase that. I mean, just the way the universe is construed, it's just easy to do it. I mean, but they're not.
Yep, you could. All you gotta do is say it was just some crap the Master made up.
Yeah,
to screw with her. As much as I hate,
you're hired.
Yeah, of course she's not the Doctor either. Though. I mean, really, if they got rid of the Timeless Children, that would be helpful. But it's still the fact that they would be keeping her in the continuity. Like, I couldn't deal with it. She's not the Doctor. The Doctor's dead. I mean, you know.
Yeah, the writing on Jodie was just so bad. I remember talking to a buddy whose son really liked Doctor Who and was watching it. and then and he's just like a casual fan, watch it with his son, thing to do, and it's like, yeah, these stories aren't so good. Am I being kind of mean to the show, or it's like it doesn't really seem to be holding up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. RR says, my unpopular opinion is that Tennant is overrated. He has one expression he uses for 99% of the show. Ended up liking Smith better. For outros, I liked Cave Drazendazani best. Well, I love that episode. It's one of might be my all-time favorite episode.
Did the Purple
Spoiler
Man get you
alert.
to say that, or TNZ? Just kidding.
Yeah, the Purple Man. Doctor strapped into Pangorica again. Yeah. You're right. They're not going to get rid of Simon's children. They can just burn them. Jody's doctor was non-acting. Great stream. Oh, thank you, Ezra. I appreciate that. Shalom to you. So, and before we get out of here, any final words?
Well, no, thank you for having me in. I can only pop in for a few minutes, but
I'm glad you did. What's going on with the
thank
channel and stuff? And
yeah, well, I'm up to 950 Subaruskis, so
yeah,
thereabouts. So
put
thank you
your
to everyone.
link in there in case anyone here has a sub.
Yeah, and that I usually haven't been posting many of those clips from the shows that often, but then I posted the can't say that I like this town that much, and I don't know why, but it seems to be getting a ton of views for my Star Trek clip. Usually get like 50 views or 100 views. This one's up 650 and counting. So I don't I can't say I like that town, the Voyager.
Yeah. Well, that's
I wonder why. Could it be because of scantily clad women or getting more hits on YouTube? But that was a pretty funny clip with Tom Paris.
Yes,
so that was funny. But yeah, let me post. I'll post a link to that so once in a while I'll post some of those Saturday Night Star Trek clips on there. I thought that one was worthy.
Which one?
The town. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Can't say I like this town. Yeah, let me
get your link in there.
Share the link. For that one. But
well, let's see here. So everybody go subscribe at Mark's channel. And what's going on with the at Nick's tomorrow night? Toxic Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'm going to be out. I'm involved in local politics in town, although we don't.
Oh, yes, election
politics here. So it's election night. So I'm volunteering. I'm actually live streaming the election results from our town.
On your channel? I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. Yeah, my channel. Yeah.
I'm a geeker.
Yeah. So I could do it by accident. That'd be hysterical.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you volunteer and you say you know how to do stuff. Of course, back in the day, you would never, while live streaming, it's the tech is amazing. Live streaming, just local yokel stuff. Just the, like the mayor and that kind of stuff.
So
and
you
a lot
don't know
of
what he's doing. Oh, that's great.
Oh no, he's doing the Man with the Golden Gun tomorrow night. Because
the one you clipped already.
The one I clipped already. So
why is he doing them out of order?
Because I said Live and Let Die is my favorite movie, so I can't really be there tomorrow night.
Favorite movie of all time?
One of my favorite
Bond movies. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's in one of my top movies.
I'm going to be there with you for that one.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So
I love it.
So yeah, tomorrow night's The Man with the Golden Gun, or is it Goldfinger?
But I don't know. I thought he was doing Roger Moore.
No, it's a Man with Golden. No, it's a Man with Golden.
Oh, okay.
That was the joke when
right.
I clipped. For everyone who doesn't watch, might not have seen Toxic Tuesday. A while ago, we were doing Bond flicks, and then we're doing Connery. But then Nick said, obviously, he didn't say the movie. For some reason, I thought he said The Man with Golden Gun, even though it was Goldfinger.
Yeah.
So I showed up at the show and I do the slideshow. And I'm like, my face went white. I was like, oh, fuck. What do you mean? And it's one of those where you're joking. And I'm like, well, it's The Man with the Golden Gun, right? He's like, no, it's Goldfinger. I'm like, well, you're joking. He's like, no, you're joking, right? I'm like, no. So I had to do the clip. I did the clip live during the show, but it worked out. It was fun. But
Live and Let Die is a great movie.
I love that one. Yeah.
I saw it the day it came into theaters. That's how old I am.
Wow.
But like I said, I saw it on a double bill. I saw Diamonds of Forever before it. And then after that, yeah.
That's a great way to say it.
And Ironhide, the day I saw it, I was like 9 years old or whatever. And after watching Diamonds Are Forever, they showed the new one, Live and Let Die, and I didn't understand why we're two different dudes. Sean Connery,
what's
and then Roger Moore. I'm like, I don't understand. I thought he was the same. I mean, I just thought it was two different guys. Loved them both. Walked out just men, and then
confused.
Became a big James Bond fan, but I'm like, wait
He's
a minute.
Transformer.
I didn't understand. But okay, because there was no internet. There was no Entertainment Tonight. There was none of that crap. I mean, you just like watched a movie. You didn't know, but there was no one even Starlog, at that point, or there was. I mean, there was. We couldn't get it, but we didn't have it. But anyway, so all right then. Well, that's cool, dude. We'll see everybody tomorrow night and Tuesday and Thursday nights. I'll be over hanging with the great pals at Midnight's Edge After Dark at 6 and Central, and then 7 Central on Wednesday nights. Loki and the gang having we're back with the comic book around the table with Loki, and then of course Wednesday night. I don't have a thing made up for yet. It's more Doctor Who month. And I'll be rating every Doctor finale. Every Bye Doctor. Regenerations and all, talk about regeneration and all that stuff. And then of course the Clubhouse will be in session.
Aren't you going to see the Marvels that night?
Not in the night. Yes, you are going.
Are you going to go see it? My friend just asked me today.
Go.
Go see it.
There you go. You should need to go see it. So there's the Clubhouse Thursday night. I'm alive by then. After seeing that crap. And you should do it, then go home and stream about it. And then there's I can't think straight to get to mention that stupid movie.
Oh, and I'll do a watch party for Blake 7.
We'll have a Blake 7 and
we'll try to,
and Star Trek comic reviews, and then Friday night with J-Man on his channel, with J-Man and Sean reviewing Fourth World, Jack Kirby's Fourth World, and then maybe Nick Weiser and the gang will have their Friday night comic shop talk, 8:30 Central, and we hang out with them. But then, of course, there is, where did I put it? Oh, there you are. Saturday night Star Trek. Same Trek time, same Clubby channel. 4 more astounding episodes of Star Trek via. So, there you have it, my good friends. Thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. Big shout out to the Wrenches, Eric K., Chris Persia, and D. Bud Martin, and Lord Thoth, and J-Man, and Kal-El, and Batty's Daddy, and Fandy Outsidey, and Max Redstone. And then thank you all for being here tonight. I'll get you all shouted out Wednesday night properly. But I love Live and Let Die as well. There could not. So we're gonna talk about that. So I'm just gonna cut out real quick, let you all get out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking some Doctor Who comics and other stuff, and just always enjoy hanging with you guys. You're the best, and have a great beginning to your week. A great week. I hope this was a great beginning to it. Take care. Hope to see you guys Wednesday.
Clobberin time! Clobberanimo!
Groovy.
I just love clobbering time.